Hey guys, I was walking on the beach tonight and I was taking a stroll along the ocean and I took my flip flops or my sandals. See these from Walmart, about $10. So I put them when I got on the beach. I kicked them off so I can let my bare feet feel the sandy beach here in Florida. And I like when my bare feet dig in the sand and I walk along the water. So I kicked off my sandals and I walked down the beach, walked for a mile or so, and then I walked back and it was getting darker and I couldn't find my sandals, and it was getting darker. And even though they're $10, you know, $10 N1 sandals from Walmart, I felt like I lost them and it was getting dark, and I just felt a feeling of being lost. And it's a scary feeling. Like I lost a $10 almost pair of sandals, but my heart sank, anxiety set in, and I just felt lost in life. It was similar to, I remember when I was very young, I was with my parents on the boardwalk in the Jersey Shore, and I had started to drift away, and I got lost. I don't remember all the details, but I remember being lost, and eventually I couldn't find where I was, and I was crying, and a cop found me, and they called my parents over the loudspeaker, and they came pick me up. I mean, thank God a predator or something didn't pick me up. But there's times in life where you feel lost, and it's a scary feeling, very scary. But thank God, that you find what's missing, or you end up okay. But that's just an observation tonight that I was walking the beach. But other than that, let me acknowledge some people that coming in the chat room. And I appreciate everyone leaving a comment. It makes me feel like I have someone to share with at the end of the day, because I'm a single person, basically with no family, no connections other than people I deal with at times with work and stuff. So I'm thankful for you guys. And let me read. Keelan says, hydration, brother. Thank you. I'll take that. Drink more water, man. Hydration, brother, to you. Yeah, it's good to drink water. At least it kind of like relieves heartburn, makes you feel a little better. Sweet tea. My mom loves sweet tea, man, but she got diabetes. And I keep telling her when she goes to McDonald's, Ma, don't order the big sweet tea. Every time she goes, she orders the big sweet tea. I'm not mad at her. I love you. Good to see you, sweet tea. How are you? Good evening to you. Queen, hey, Queen, how are you? Queen, I know I watched the video when I got home. Okay. Pat, hey, Sam. Hey, Pat, how are you? How you been? Norma, hey, Sam. How are you? Hope your day was good. Yeah, I think overall the day was positive. It was a little busy at work. But I think overall I feel good today. Tomorrow's Friday as I make this live feed, so it may depend on when you watch the replay. But today's Thursday night. I feel good overall. I mean, it's always a constant battle to keep your mind in a happy, healthy place. But I would say overall, I feel overall very good, very thankful. And that's kind of how I structured the live topic tonight is social media. Social media, the good, the bad, the ugly. Now, every night on this YouTube channel when I go live, I pick one topic that I like to start the show off, and then we read all live comments. But how do I pick the topics? I mean, I picked tonight's topic because I was sending a direct message with somebody I met on social media. Shout out to Sarah, and I hope she doesn't mind me using this as an example. But it made an impression on my mind. I was direct messaging back and forth like I do with many people on social media. And I met some great people on social media. Met some bad, you meet some ugly. But she's been an encourager. She's someone I met through YouTube and then through Instagram. And we were just texting back and forth real quick. And I just checking in on her. And she was just saying, I'm trying to take a little bit of a break from social media. And I could totally understand that. And keep doing what you need to do for you. That's always the answer in life. Do whatever you have to do to keep yourself in a healthy and happy place. Only you know that. And I'm not about controlling people. I don't believe you should stay in any relationship that's based on control or manipulation. So it got me thinking. She said, Sam, I'm taking a break from social media. And I know she said she was doing meditation and other things. And then I said to myself, Sam, is social media good or bad? I thought about it for a moment. And first I said, well, there's definitely a bad part about it. It definitely can cause mental harm. It definitely could degrade your mental health. How is that? Because I think for people who are very intense and for people who maybe have obsessiveness, and I think everyone's a little bit obsessive, especially when they get interested in something, they can't step away from it. They get consumed with it, and even though they want to do other things, their mind is focused on this entertaining thing on YouTube or on Facebook or on Instagram, and before you know it, you're looking at all of Kylie Jenner's Instagram posts from a year ago, and you're totally lost in social media world, and that is harmful to the mind. It is bad. There's bad parts where it can distract you from just having a time of release, a time of focusing on your own life, but also like staring at a screen for an extended period of time can degrade the mind. It's bad. The ugly part is certainly the very unhealthy, very violent, very degradative, very racist or very political or very hurtful people on social media that can use that outlet because people don't want to deal with them in real life. It gives them a voice to lash out their hate online. That's the ugly. So the bad is it can be a distraction, and too much of it, too obsessiveness about it could hurt your mind by staring at the screen too long. The ugly is there's a certain percentage of society that's always existed, but now they have a little bit of a platform to spread their hate in a mass form that it could cause just a real negative feeling towards social interaction and sharing. The good. The good is social media in many ways has helped me. I've learned a lot of things on social media. I've learned things about creating a business. I've learned things about a technical field. I learned things about how to use a computer. I've watched tutorials on how to change a toilet bowl. I've watched tutorials on how to, live out of your car. I've watched tutorials on, how to do mathematical formulas. A collective brain is better than a singular brain. Even if you have one of the most intelligent brains in the world, it is not a comparison to the billions of people on this earth that all collectively share their knowledge. You can learn a great amount. And even if it's not learning something, you can be inspired. Have I ever been inspired by social media? Yeah. The Ultimate Warrior was an ex-wrestler who was very much a motivational speaker, and he inspired me. Hank Life, thank you, brother. I see that. Thank you, Hank. The Ultimate Warrior helped me when I was trying to get my health together, and when I was trying to get motivated to go outside for a walk and to try to just get myself worked up. He was an encourager. For a person like me that doesn't want a family, I don't want kids. I don't want a lot of real life relationships. I know people in real life. I'm social, but I like to be by myself most of the time. This allows me to have a level of connection, sharing back and forth, especially on these live feeds. And that's why I love what I'm about to do next is I read each and every live comment and we just talk. It's like at the end of the day, if you were at a dinner table, but there's no obligation. And that's why I like virtual relationships, no obligation. But also, just like real relationships, I have to grieve the death of relationships. Like there's people that come in here and for a while and they're very encouraging and we share our lives and then they're gone. And it's like grieving to a small extent, it's like grieving a relationship, a lost relationship. Social media is a reflection of life. Sometimes it's a reflection of life on steroids. Sometimes you feel deceived. You feel like, was this person really sharing my life with me, or was it all just a business plan? And sometimes you feel abandoned. You feel like someone was teaching you or someone was encouraging you and now they're gone. Social media has a variety of things. The other part about social media is that, the exposure of privacy. In many instances, maybe everything you share on social media will be forever stored somewhere and one day shared for the harm of you. It's possible. It's possible. Should it prevent you from using social media? I think like everything in life, it's all about balance. I think we struggle as humans, and we have since the beginning of time, to find a proper balance. I don't think, in my opinion, the answer is to retreat from collectively sharing. Because, like I said, there's billions of people on the earth. You know, the United States of America is only 5% of the world's population. So I know a lot of times in America, that's where I'm broadcasting from, Florida in America. A lot of times in America, we think we know everything. We think we're the almighty, greatest country in the world, wave the flag, but we're only 5% of the world's population. I think America is great and not wrong. I'm just trying to share with you that 5%. So that means 95% of the world is out there. And I think collectively, when you share the mind of not just who's in your house, not just who's in your state, not just who's in your country, but who's in the world. And there's some countries that don't have YouTube or different social media, and some countries don't allow their citizens to use it. That's to be noted. I just got an update from the YouTube Insider that some South American countries, Uruguay specifically, I was thinking of, because I know a couple of people that came from Uruguay, they're just getting YouTube now. You know, I think overall social media is good. I think it can be bad. I think it can be ugly. I think I've seen a lot of different sides of that. I think you need to balance it. I think you obviously have to disconnect from the phone a little bit, because I don't think it is healthy for your mind to just stare at the screen for hours and hours. I mean, I can understand. I feel headaches sometimes when I do that. Even when I'm walking outside, I'm listening to my Spotify. I'm checking my updates on my different social media platforms. And I'm checking my emails. I'm checking all these different things. Balance. Not every time, but a lot of times I failed in life, I was out of balance. And I said to myself, Sam, I want to do this thing because I enjoy doing it. Is there a way I can balance it better to make it part of my life without being it harmful to my life? You know, I liked eating food, but I got out of balance. I mean, I was eating way too much food. Then I was eating way too little food. And I've tried to find a balance into eating a healthy medium. Different things in my life, I've just gotten out of balance. There's no perfect, again, life is not an exact science. I can't give you an exact recipe of how much time you can do. There's people who try to balance your retirement portfolio, and they say you should have this percentage in stocks, this percentage in this, and they're all great and wonderful until the economy crashes, and then no one knows anything. Life is not an exact science. It's a little bit of an art. There's some science to it. There's some art to it. Balance is the key. With social media and with everything, balance. Balance is relative to an individual person. And at different points in our life, we need to disconnect totally and restart our lives, reset our lives, reboot our lives. And that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts on social media as a structured topic. I'll take a hydration break. Then you guys tell me how your life's doing. This is the good part of social media, sharing our lives. In a positive way. I will block anyone that's negative because it's just not worth it. And that's the good part too. You can censor the people that you want in your life and what you want to do. Hank Life, brother, thank you again for the love on that. I appreciate that, brother. Love and respect to you and your dogs. Thank you, brother. Hydration break. Peace and love. Oh, let me get some fresh air, guys. I'm trying my best, man. I'm trying my best to stay positive. The live comments. Sweet tea. We got the sweet tea. We got a lot of comments. That's good. Queen, good evening. Queen, I read that. Pat, hey, Pat. Norma, I read that. Oh, did I read that? I don't know. Norma, yeah, my day was good. Thank you. I did read that. Tony, Sam, how you doing? I made it home safe, but getting out of Pittsburgh was a disaster. Yeah. I was speaking to my mom. She's still in New Jersey. She told me it's going to get cold again and maybe even snow next week or this coming week. So I know Pittsburgh's a disaster. Pittsburgh, beautiful city. I went to Pittsburgh, I think, in the fall time a few years ago. But yeah, stay safe, brother. And hang in there, Tony. But I know you're just traveling, right? So are you going back to Maryland, Queen? Oh, you made it home safe. I apologize. You made it home safe. Getting out of Pittsburgh was a disaster. Now I got you. Tony was on a couple-day gig. He plays the saxophone. So he did some traveling to do a gig. But I'm glad you're home safe, brother. Sorry I didn't read that right. Good to have you home safe, brother. Queen. Queen. Hello, Norma. Hank Life. Hello, brother from another mother. Yeah, Hank thing. Yeah, man, love and respect to you, man. Hank living full-time in his van with his dogs. He's been through marriages, separations. Like I say, a marriage separation, very painful. And I know there's a lot of hurt out there. I've had some people lash out to me on social media because, like, they're just hurt and they want me to, like, try to give them an answer in life. Look, I can't answer everything in life. There's some painful parts of life. And it's also like when you lose someone on social media that you used to be close with, that's hurtful too. Not as hurtful as a real life loss. I can understand that. But Hank's moving forward. Look, life's about, you got to move forward. Painful, all understandable, very hard to get past certain things, but we got to move forward. We got to stay hopeful. We got to stay positive. Why? Because life's really a drag if you give into the negativity. So just got to try to stay positive. Tony, hey everyone. Hope your day was good. Good positivity, Tony. Calvin, what's up, man? Hey Sam, how you doing? Yeah, I feel good overall. I had an extra protein bar when I was in Starbucks just earlier. Now I think I may have to take a dookie soon. Queen, dookie emoji. Drink, yeah. Norma, hey Queen. Queen, my day was good. Good, Queen. I'm glad. Did you color? I want tropical colors. Tony, Maryland in the house. Hey, you're back in Maryland. That's good. I'm glad you got home safe, man. People often ask me, Sam, you've lived in your car for 2 years. You've traveled up and down the East Coast of America. What is the number one thing you should fear? Is it a campground? I've been to a couple spooky campgrounds, but the number one thing you have to be, not fear, but you need to be wary of is driving. Driving is one of the most dangerous things you do. Doesn't matter if you live in a house or a car, man. Being on the road, very dangerous. And you just got to be mindful of that. Have a safe following distance. There's no exact science, but we just pray that safe travel and mercies. Tara, Kentucky's in the house. Hey, guys. I just had my hearing test at work. How'd it go? Eating ice on lunch? Well, that's good. Hope you're having a good day. Good night. And heart with the face. Hearts. Good to see you, Tara. Keep working hard. Keep taking care of yourself. Good to see you, Tara. Pat, chat me up. I just chatted you up, man. I think I gave you a good chat. Yeah, I was good. It was good to see you, Pat. Queen, how you doing? Yeah, pretty good, Queen. Pat, what have you been up to? Just living in my car, walking on the beach, watching free porn, calling my mom once a night, trying to be as positive as possible, trying to grow my creative gift, at the same time trying to be present in the moment so that I don't wish my life away, and trying not to focus on bad old memories, but trying to be present and be hopeful of the future. And just trying to stay positive. I mean, it's a daily battle, but I'm very thankful for what I have. Queen, who? Woohoo! Hey, what's up, Antonio? Hey, Queen. Hello, hello. Let me click on my own thing here. Queen, hello. Hank Life. Water is best for you. Yeah, water's good. You gotta drink water. You gotta make it a daily habit. Why? Because it's just good for you. And I actually like water. I like ice water. I like ice spring water. And again, with Starbucks, when you order coffee or whatever type of thing you order at Starbucks, you can ask for ice water. I asked for the largest they have, which is called a Trenta. See that? That says Trenta. Trenta ice water with extra ice. I say, can I have, please, this is my order every day. I say, can I please have a tall? That's a small. A tall is a small coffee in Starbucks. They call it a tall coffee. So I say, can I have a tall pike with cold soy milk, no sugar, and a Trenta ice water with extra ice? And they say, sure, Sam, because they know me, no problem. I know you're right. They always say, Sam, you don't have to tell me. I know. I say, I got to tell you because there's one day I don't tell you and then no one knows it. So I don't want to put the pressure on you. And I'll just say, just to say. And then we laugh. And then sometimes when there's a hot girl behind the counter, I flirt. For me, Starbucks is the new strip club. Because I don't have any, no intimate relationships anymore. It's just free porn. That's the way I choose to. But when I go in Starbucks and there's a hot young girl, if I flirt with her, it's my way of being back in a strip club without making it rain and without getting into a disastrous relationship. And I don't take it any further than Starbucks because I don't want a disaster. And, but it's my way of having a little flirtation. It's fun. Hank, what is best yet? Antonio, thanks for the video today. Antonio, thanks for watching. Today I uploaded a video, just about a pelican eating a fish. It was a guy who at the end of the night, I walk a beach and there's this one guy that sometimes he catches fish and then he skins them and he throws the carcass out to the birds to eat and they love it. A pelican had ate it. Every day on this channel I try to upload a daily vlog a 10-minute or less video, pre-taped, and every day I go live. So, if you are a new viewer, you can subscribe, be part of that. You can leave a live chat. Also, you can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is the word inspire, the symbol underscore, the number 38. Why do I say that? Because look, there are people that are new that view once in a while. And what you learn in anything in life, you have to repeat the instructions several times for some people to get. Also, if you like the video, please click the thumbs up and share it, all that stuff. It's all part of the mantra. Tammy, hey Sam, hey Tammy. Queen, I drink water. Well, Queen, you're very smart to drink water because water's good for you. Our brother Tom Hanks from Boone, North Carolina. Him and Blanton and the rest of the crew, young college men working at Pepsi, they're trying to live their best life. Early 20s, when you're in the early 20s, it's tough because you're trying to figure out life. One minute you're encouraged, the next minute you have a lot of insecurities. You're scared because you got to build your career, you got to figure out the world. You feel a lot of pressure, but at the same time you feel a little bit invincible. Every part of life has different challenges. Tom, let's see what Tom got to say. Boone, North Carolina's in the house. Sorry I haven't been in the chat. That's okay. It's like social media. 1 minute like you're best friends with somebody and then you don't see them. It's okay, but I understand. You got to live your life, brother. I love you, brother. Sorry I haven't been in the chat so long. That's okay. I miss being here, but been busy. Yeah, I understand the season of life you're in. With school starting up again, Tom, I totally understand that, brother. Like I tell everyone, I love you, man. Good to see you. Thank you for saying hello. Everyone has to do what's best for them and what's healthy for them. And I think about everyone, because I'm a drifter. I'm by myself. So I have time to think and to think about different people I meet. So, I think about you guys, but I want you guys to live your life, man. Tom, weather has been really nice and boom. All right. I've felt inspired. Well, that's good the last few days. Well, I'm happy for you. Love and respect. Look, I want everyone to live a great life. He's from North Carolina. North Carolina in the winter. Does it get cold? Yeah. When I did a video last year from North Carolina, I was at a rest stop and the ice had totally frozen overnight. I couldn't even pour it. Well, it may be a little bit warmer than New Jersey depending on the day. But there's still winters and that's why I told a lot of people say, well, I'll move to South Carolina. South Carolina still has winters. So you got to get all the way to Florida. Like if you look at the 10-day forecast for next week in the United States of America, I think what you're going to find is Florida is one of the few states that's warm. But now, again, I was talking to somebody today that said, Sam, I wouldn't want to live in Florida. It's just not my style. I'm just saying everyone's different. But sometimes I thought in my mind before I traveled, I thought like South Carolina, it may be a little bit of a mild winter, but you still get winter. I want to be somewhere where winter doesn't exist. Love to you, Tom. Good to see you, brother. Woohoo. Sam, you need tequila. Duque? Or am I laughing? I don't know. Or tequila, the girl? I remember the girl. Didn't she date Sayal? She dated a linebacker, and I think he committed suicide. She almost committed suicide. Yeah, I don't need to date an ex-stripper, man. I'm done with that life, bro. Been down there. Good to see you. Antonio, warm tonight? Yeah, baby. But it's great. And winter is great for camping. Because it's like 77 during the day, close to 80, just about 80, but low humidity. And at night it gets down to the 60s, sometimes even 50s, and that's great sleeping weather. I keep a fan running just to keep airflow in the car, and I keep my windows cracked. But it's great. It's just a beautiful way to live in the winter. Now, during the day, I like it a little bit hotter, because I do like to sweat. So for me, it's still a little bit cool during the day, even if it's 80, because in the summer, it'd be like 85, 90, and the humidity be all high, and sweat will be oozing off your body. Now at night, though, that sucks. Everything's trade-offs. Then it's too hot to sleep in your car, but I still do it. Tony, I've been drinking a lot of tea lately. Well, that's pretty close. That's still good. Good. Queen, are you ready for the weekend, Sam? I am, Queen. I am, Queen. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm thankful for the weekend. I'm thankful tomorrow's Friday. Like I said, I think as Americans, I think we're a little bit overworked, but I'm very thankful for a job. I'm very thankful. I don't know. I look around. I don't know. I would say I'm thankful. Let me just stay positive. I'm thankful. Tara, hit the gym again today. You're doing better than me. I didn't go to the gym today. I'm going to go probably tomorrow. Burn 350 calories. Tara, you're getting back in that best shape of your life mode. There's been different times in my life after a breakup And then just when I really got intense, I was like, I'm going to get in the best shape of my life. At this point in my life, do I want to get in the best shape of my life? I want to feel good about myself. I do. Just for my own edification, for my own self. I'm confident with myself if I'm overweight or skinny, but I want to feel good. I want to be healthy. I want to stay away from doctors if I can. And I feel better after I get out of the gym, but sometimes I'm sitting in the gym parking lot and like, oh, I don't want to go in here. If I still had a house, I wouldn't be able to get to the gym. It's only for the fact that I don't have too many obligations that I have time for the gym. And that's the other thing about living a simplified life. You have more time, so you can spend more time in the gym and doing things like that. When you're running errands and when you got a house and when you got obligations and got a pet, you sacrifice self-care time. But then when you got all the time to yourself and you self-care and you're still not happy, you could get depressed. So there's no one answer. There's a balance of life. Everyone's on their own individual journey. But Tara, you're doing great. I'm very proud of you. Just do your best, Tara. Stay humble, stay positive. And if you fall, you get back up. And guys and girls, we got to take life one day at a time. And we got to make the most of each day. That's all we can do. Tony, Mr. Hanks, how you been? Yeah, Tom Hanks back. Hank, thank you, brother, again. I have to stop going to Facebook for a while now. You have stopped doing that? Okay, I understand that. Facebook is dying. Facebook is for even my, middle generation, my generation still holding on to it a little bit. Older generation definitely holding on to it, a way for them to check in on their grandkids. Instagram is probably the biggest platform most people use because a lot of it is just pictures and videos and people don't get too overwhelmed. YouTube is still a great entertainment thing, but anything can be too much. I still use all three. But I understand. Have I ever shut down my social media? Yes, once. When I got out of a bad relationship, I wanted to kind of hide. And there have been different times I've been frustrated, whether it was because of politics, social stuff, or just aggravated with people. I said, I don't want to deal with this anymore. So, I think everyone, and certainly, look, you always feel like people are watching you. And, sometimes in life, you don't want everyone in your business. And that's the liberty. I have a little bit of extra liberty because I don't have much in this life. It's just kind of me. I got my mom, but other than that, there's not much, so I can afford to be a little bit, out there. Well, I thought a bird landed on top of my car. I heard like a rustle. Free to be me. What's up, brother? Peace and happy Friday Eve. Well, let's stay positive. It's Thursday night, almost Friday, so let's stay positive. I'll smile to that. Good to see you, brother. Queen, great, Tara. Tara's doing good. Queen, good job. Queen, hello, Tony. Tony, oh, I'm done with it. Too many trolls. Yeah, I can understand that. Trolls, that's the ugly part of social media. Is the trolls and the negativity. But, there's also great people. We got great people in here. It's a balance of things. Brandon, hey, what's up? What's up, man? Love from New Jersey. Well, I appreciate that. That's my former home state. I lived in New Jersey for 37 years. Now I live in Florida. Do you get tired of Florida? I think you can get tired of anything, but I am not foolish in thinking that, Florida is the best thing going in this world. And for me, I was talking to someone, and forgive me if I forgot the name, but there was a woman from up north, I think Massachusetts. And she had left a comment on one of my videos today. And she had said, Sam, I moved down to Florida or South Carolina, one of those. And then I moved back up to Massachusetts. Worst decision I ever made. I should have stayed there. But what happens is, just like every bad relationship, we tend to think we're missing something. We tend to think there's something else left for us. But here's the thing. Time is like a river. You can't touch the same spot twice. So sometimes you think if you go back to your home state or your hometown, it'll be like you'll be able to see lost loved ones and you'll be able to rekindle lost times, but you won't. Those times are gone. Life is like a river. You can't touch the same spot twice. So the lesson is you're not missing anything. The lesson is you have to move forward in life, not go backwards. You don't move back to a state to relive memories. Those memories are gone. Other people are living their life. You have to live your life. You have to go forward. Not easy. And as you get older, it gets harder. I have sympathy. But I don't regret coming to Florida. I will only leave Florida for vacations or to visit my mom. But mainly I'm living on permanent vacation. And that's what I want. Brandon. Oh, yeah, I read it. Tony. Queen, how you doing? How's Alaska? Queen, you're in Alaska? Luke, what's up, Sam? No, that's not Queen. That's Zakia. I don't know. Maybe Queen's from Alaska. Luke, what's up, Sam? Another positive vibe there. Well, that's good. For my man, always sending you love and positive vibes. Well, I appreciate that, brother. You've been a very positive person on my line. You're the good. And social media, there's the good, bad, and the ugly. And brother, I put you in the good category. I pray for you. I pray for peace for your mind, peace and healing from your relationship with your mother and your family, and for you to have the freedom to do whatever you want and to be a loving, kind person and not to let this world steal it. And for your success in your vintage clothing apparel business. Luke, remind them of your social media Instagram so they can go on there if they want to buy stuff. Why? Because look, if you're going to buy thrift stuff store, you might as well buy it from Luke. He's a good guy. You got to repeat what you want. So if you want people to visit your site, Luke, hit them up with your Instagram account. There might be some people out there looking for vintage shirts. Love and respect. Queen, I'm not in Alaska. I'm fine. I didn't think Queen was in Alaska. Luke, today, me and my PYT, that stands for pretty young thing, play some basketball. All right. Yeah. I'm telling you, man. Damn, she's good at shooting hoops. Well, brother, enjoy it. Because after a while, all goes downhill. So, brother, what do I tell you? Make the most of each day. I love you, man. Masha, hey, Sam. Hello, all. Good to see you. Thank you for all the positive comments on my videos. Thank you, Masha. Luke, we did a little thrift thing today. Treasure found. That's okay. Every day can't, but I hope. But that's okay. Yeah. Not every day. Yeah, see, you got it. But I did find a really cool Michael Jackson DVD. All his live concert performance and collections. Well, there you go, brother. You find some stuff. Queen. You're a pretty young thing, Luke. Yeah, Queen knows what that means. Luke. Damn, I agree with you. 100. Controlling the mind every day whenever negative thoughts want to come in. Whenever controlling thoughts are against your forward motion. Look, every day is a battle to keep the mind going forward. Every day is a battle not to replay conversations. Not to say, oh, I slightly disagreed with someone, so now I'm fearful that they're mad at me. Look, in life, I mean, if you're like me, I mean, look, if you're a good person, you tend to want to make people happy. You want to make your friends happy. You want to make your boss happy. You want to make your, people happy. You got to just be honest and sincere. You got to ask the questions you have to ask. You have to respect other people, respect protocol. But you got to ask. And you got to put yourself out there. Because if you don't ask the question you need to ask at work, if you don't bring up your concerns and your feelings, guess what happens? It all falls apart. The only way to hold it together, because life is only held together by a thin piece of glue. Elmo glue, okay? Elmo glue. Not crazy glue. Well, it could be crazy, but bottom line is, you got to speak up, but you gotta, you can't replay the conversation in your mind. You gotta let go. You gotta let go. Queen, who is she? Tony. Sorry, I thought you were from some reason. Forgive me. I had a 6-hour drive home. Yeah, no problem, brother. You must be thinking about Zacchaeus. She's from Alaska. Luke, got to stay positive. Got to stay motivated. There you go. Realize in negativity in the world, but not embracing it. Brother Luke, you're a good brother. Stay positive. I know this world wants to eat you alive because you're a positive brother, but stay positive, brother. I mean, try not to let this world steal your joy. And if you really get sad, watch some free porn, man. And that's what I do. But I'm not enough to hurt you, just enough to make you happy. Luke, got balance. Thumbs up. All right? Luke, let a brother know if you find a saxophone. Yeah, Tony's in the market for a saxophone. So, Luke, if you find a cheap saxophone, there you go, man. Make a sale. And also, Tony's a good guy, so give him a good deal. That's how good business is done. Love and respect, man. What's the Instagram, Luke? And Tony's got Tony. If you're selling any music, man, let us know where we can listen to your music at. Hank Life, thank you again, brother, for the love on that, man. I appreciate that. It's not on notice, brother. Get a bagel on me. Next, I get wheat bagels. Text me on Instagram. All right, what's your Instagram? Are you on my Instagram? I got to look yours up again. Damn, you told me, and I went to look it up last night. I think I fell asleep after I watched some free porn. I'm sorry, brother. Forgive me. I love you. Thank you, Hank. Luke, you definitely have to cut off social media off sometimes because it can definitely cause you to compare your life and others. I agree with that. And each life is a beautiful gift from God, and we have our own individual. Luke, journey, and we need to celebrate our lives. Well, brother, I appreciate that about you, that you always celebrate other people's life. I appreciate that about you. Friend Cisco, what's up, man? Hey, man. Hey, Lou. Could you make a detailed video on how to eat while being a nomad? It is the only thing holding me back at the moment. If you go to my playlist, if you go to my home channel and you click playlist tab, There's a playlist called Nomad Simple Living. I did a few videos about what I eat and what I buy at the store. That changes a little bit, but pretty much a plant-based diet and at a grocery store, I mean, it's not rocket science. It's not that's not what's holding you back. What's holding you back is you're scared, and because it's an odd thing to do, and you feel like once you make that leap, you can't go back. You can go back to an apartment. You can go back to a house. You can go back to being a roommate. I think roommates are a disaster for the most part. But let me tell you this: if you're scared about what you're going to eat, you shouldn't go in your car, because what you're going to eat is the last thing you should worry about. Because you're basically going to do what you do in a house. You're just not going to take it home to a house. You're just going to eat it in your car. And I know some people don't want to like that, but that's the truth. I mean, I have to honestly answer how I feel. 2 years living in my car, the last thing I worried about was what I going to eat. What I worried about was where I was going to sleep legally, how I was going to stay compliant, and how I was going to make that work. That's your biggest thing, is where are you going to park, how are you going to move, not what you're going to eat. I say that lovingly, and I hope, I'm not saying that disrespectfully, but that's my honest answer. You can ask someone else who doesn't live in their car. It's just like a slogan to them. It's just a marketing scheme, but this isn't a marketing scheme. This is my real life. So I'm giving you a real answer. And if people can't handle that real answer, they shouldn't hit the road. They should, camp in the back of, their parents' house. I mean, it's a whole different world out here, so, and the different world has nothing to do with what you're going to eat. I've done videos on it so I can understand the question. But the real thing you have to focus on is where are you going to park for the first couple months, have a routine. And look, people don't like that. That's okay. I have to be me. And whoever doesn't like me, I'm okay with that. I've accepted that in life. I'm not going to get overly angry at them, but I'm also not going to be who you want me to be. I'm going to be me. And it's better that we know that now, because if we try to build a fake relationship, it's going to be based on that. And that's not going to help you. It's not going to help me. I'm trying to be I'm having a very respectful tone, and I'm trying to answer very honestly and passionately and compassionately, and that's how I feel, and that's the truth. And so, love to you. Thank you for the question. Luke, have you thought any more about buying property and parking your car or getting in a small RV? Small RV is out. Property is out. From right now, I'm 38 going on 39 this year. I'm still healthy by the grace of God. I've got now a variety of different campgrounds. I've traveled the state. I know the ins and outs of what campgrounds to go, which ones are free, how much ones cost. So right now, I think I'm still young. I'm still happy and thriving in my life. I found places to park. That was my number one concern when I was moving to Florida full time. But there's enough state parks, county parks, private parks, for some free camping that I can mix in, that at this point, the risk reward is not worth it. I don't gain that much. So I rather keep right now at middle age my number one asset, which is my freedom and flexibility. Because if a life circumstance changes, I have the freedom and flexibility to change my life, to move anywhere I want. So that may eventually come to pass. Definitely as I get older, that's going to come to pass. But again, I evaluate my age, I evaluate my life circumstance. And right now, I think the best thing for me to do is just keep my freedom and flexibility and continually be open-minded to evaluate and then go from there. Thank you. Good question, though, Luke. I will do some videos, too, about different properties I may see or RVs or things like that, because I still enjoy doing them and I still think about them. Luke, are you still content for the next year or two? Good question. I think I am. To just take advantage of your great Jeep Renegade. I am. That's a great point. I'm a content. Right now, what I want to do is just focus on sustaining a healthy lifestyle, growing my creative ventures, building a passive income if possible, staying healthy. I want to try to spend some time with my mom, and that's it. Those are my main focuses. My focus is not on buying an RV or property at this time. I still will look at them. I'll still make videos about them because I care about them. They're an interest of mine. But I'm at peace. My Jeep is 3 years old, has over 100,000 miles on it. So I'm conscious of, because I drove up and down the East Coast for the past couple of years, figuring out exactly where I was going to land, driving all around Florida, figuring out my favorite parts of Florida. I've done all that now. And so now my focus is just kind of growing my life from where I'm planted. And I'm content. My next car would be a Toyota Prius, but I love my Jeep Renegade. And as long as it holds up and I don't have to pour a lot of money into it as far as mechanically wise, I plan on keeping it for 5 years or so. But I will continually evaluate that. And that's a great question, brother. Thank you, Luke. I posted this really cool old school 90s picture of Jay-Z. I think he was probably in his 20s. Check it out on my Instagram. It's kind of dope. All right, I will, brother. I remember going, I had a friend that was from, a friend I grew up with, his cousin, which I was also a friend with. He's from Brooklyn. And I remember we went in front of the Marcy project sign, and it was like a big deal for us to go there. That's when he first came out in the early 90s when Streets is Watching Us dropped and stuff like that. But Brooklyn has really changed a lot. Definitely, once you cross over the Brooklyn Bridge right to the waterfront there, I mean, that area has developed dramatically over the past 10, 15 years. I grew up in New Jersey. As I got older, I spent more time in Manhattan, sometimes in the outer boroughs if I had friends there, but not enough considerable time. But enough time to notice and see the difference in the transformation of of Brooklyn right when you go over the Brooklyn Bridge and that whole area that's been redeveloped, and it's amazing. Tony, Stone Cold's okay. I prefer Jericho. Okay. Hydration break, guys. Luke, oh my God. Today in the Carolinas was in the 80s. Well, thank you for sharing that. I didn't know it got that warm there. I'm happy. That's great, man. Good comment, Luke. In the AC in my unit went out. So glad I got a good landlord. They're about to put in a new one tomorrow. Well, good comment as well. That's the difference between owning a property and renting a property. When you own, you have to take care of all the maintenance. Did I ever have to change an air conditioner? Yeah, I had to change air conditioning. I had central air, so I had to change the compressor, and I had to change the AC coil in the furnace. I prefer window units because if it goes bad, you just go to Walmart, you take that out of the window, put a new one. I would not want central air if I had a house. I would want an air unit, and I would want a portable heater because it's easy to replace, low maintenance. A little bit less efficient. You're going to pay more in utilities, but I'll deal with that because I don't need much utilities. I like the fresh air. As I got older and stuff, I really like fresh air. I used to be trapped in my house with the AC up and the heat on. I used to be like that. I can't do it anymore. But that's good, brother. I'm glad he's changing for you. Tony, the 80s, Luke, I need to move. Laughing. Luke, Tony, I hope you're doing awesome, my man. I was sending you positive vibes. Luke, thumbs up. Chad, hey, Chad, what's up, man? Minnesota's in the house. Total disaster. Hey, Sam. Just listening as I get ready for work. Proud of you, brother. Excuse me. I'm proud of you, brother, working the third shift. Hey, Sam, just listening to you getting ready for work. I shut down with Facebook, but I use Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube because I want to be creative with my pictures and videos. Good night, brother. Good night to you also, man. Have an awesome day at work. Awesome night at work. And I often say, look, if you're going to be a nomad, it's great to have a third shift because you've just solved. If you work your third shift as a nomad, you just solved the number one problem. The number one problem is where you're going to park at night safely and legally. And if you want to avoid campground fees and all that other stuff, then if you work the third shift, you can go to any park during the day and your problem's solved. Okay, and you don't have to work with that many people during the third shift because the third shift usually is not as many people as during the day. But it does mess a little bit with your sleeping cycle and it could cause you to overeat, unhealthy. I've done that. But the bottom line is, I can understand that. But that's why the social media is good because you can share your creative gifts. If social media didn't exist and you had to be an artist and you just had to depend on people visiting your art gallery or seeing your video, I mean, where would I share my videos if there was no social media? Where would I share my pictures of Florida? Where would I document? I would have to just write a journal and hope someday someone would find my journal. Now my digital journal is shared and people can instantly give me feedback on it. And that is good, but it's also bad. It can be ugly, but it's, I think, still overall good. Chad, and hi and bye to everyone. Chad, love you, brother. Tony. Yeah, Luke, I'm good. A little mad about my drive home. A 4-hour drive took me 6 hours. Well, yeah, I mean, Maryland is just above the worst area, which is the D.C. area. Total disaster to drive. D.C. area is a total disaster as far as like congestion and driving. But yeah, look, driving is very dangerous. You gotta be careful. Luke, when you're out in your daily adventures, what is another way of communicating and contacting with people that you enjoy? Telephone, once in a while I call people. Once in a while I WhatsApp text. I use WhatsApp texting, sometimes group texting, and then Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. But telephone and WhatsApp texting is probably the number one and two. And then when I'm in a store and when I'm in real life, what do you do if you want to establish a conversation? You smile, you listen, and then you keep your responses short, brief, and sweet. If you do that, you pretty much entertain yourself the rest of this life. And that's kind of what I do. Queen's calling, Queen's texting. Yeah, that's the two things. You got it right, Brandon. Social media has been amazing for me, especially YouTube. It has for me too. The only thing is like your diet. Try not to eat bad. That's true. It all depends who you follow and what you consume. That's an excellent point. You have to be selective. Excellent point. And that's why sometimes I block people. And that's why sometimes I'm mindful of what I watch and etc. Your excellent point. And I also been mindful of growing and maturing myself on this platform to be mindful on how I share, because you do get the energy you put out there. So I understand, but sometimes people are so bent on misunderstanding your energy that no matter how you come across, it's not going to be good. So you have to be authentic. But I have tried to mature and say, look, is this going to be good energy to put out there? You have to try to refine yourself, but without losing your authenticity. It's an ongoing journey. Queen, right, Luke? I think with social media, it's a 50-50. You get a lot of trolls in a lineup of 10 people. That's just come on to try to hurt people. You have to hurt people's feelings and make people mad. I agree with that, and I'm upset. But then you get genuine people. That's totally good. Great comment, Luke. Queen. Yeah, like last night, balance is the key. Queen, you're listening. Queen, thank you for listening. I appreciate that. That's right. Balance is one of the key themes. If you look, I have almost 2,000 videos, maybe 1,500 videos up on YouTube. If you look at them, there's going to be a couple common themes that you'll see, whether I'm passionate, funny, calm, or sad. The common themes are do whatever you want as long as what you're doing is not hurting anyone. I believe in trying to have a healthy mind, body, and soul. I believe that laughter is good for the soul. And I also believe balance. You have to find balance. Balance is relative to an individual person because we all have our own unique fingerprint. So some people say, Sam, you're living in a car that's out of balance. And I can understand that. But for me, it's balance at this point in my life. But those are the common themes I think that will structure your life. Luke, I got a question for you concerning car living. What is a fan you recommend that's powerful enough to keep it cooler in the summer and when you're in a car sleeping? There is no powerful fan that's going to keep you cool. You're always going to be hot. You're going to make sacrifices when you live in your car. I've done videos of the fan that I have, which is like right here, I think. I say it's right here. This is the fan I have. 2-speed fan, $20 from Walmart. That's it right there. Got 8D batteries. It can also hook up to an AC. But there's no magic answer. When you live in your car, you make sacrifices. It's like what keeps you cool and what keeps you hot. In the winter in New Jersey, I just layered up and I froze. In the summers in Florida, I sweat. The fan helps a little bit, but not enough. What I'm going to try this year, which I did a video on, I'm going to run an extension cord when I stay at a campground, electrical hookup, and I'll put like a portable regular air conditioner here. See how that works. Probably freeze myself out. But again, if you're living in your car, you got to understand you're living primitive. So the difference between primitive living and living in an apartment or house is you have less amenities. It doesn't mean it has to be a bad life, but you can't expect to have all the amenities. But I think some substitutes would be, again, staying in a campground with electrical hookups, running an extension cord into your car to have power, a fan, and that's about it. Tony, Luke, you're right, 100%. I deal with them daily. Norma, I've probably spent more time on social media since I found this show than I have in the past couple of years. I have a Facebook, but rarely go on there. I agree, you need balance. Norma, you get it, and it's been a blessing to meet you. You've been a positive person, so thank you. Norma, it was almost 80 degrees here today. It was positive. I'll cheer for that. I'm not mad at that. Queen, Pittsburgh, PA. Yes, Queen. Luke, I think the way technology is advancing so fast, there's going to be so many different ways of communicating. Think next may be virtual reality, which will be kind of unique. I don't think so. I had the Samsung virtual headset, and all it does is make you dizzy. I think eventually, maybe they'll be able to hook up to your nervous system Because all your nervous system is fiber optic cables. Your nervous system, which are basically nerve endings that just run through your body, they're fiber cables. And they run back to your brain and through your spine, and that's how your nervous system connects. So all you are is basically a big computer chip. Your nervous system is fiber optic cables, and your brain is a computer chip. And so eventually, but I think you're probably several years away from it, maybe even a few decades, is that eventually they'll have some type of thing that will hook up to your nervous system. And, you basically download your data, and you get rebooted and all those different things. But I don't know if that'll ever come to pass. Because the other part about us growing so fast is we can grow so fast and technology can advance so quickly that we burn out, and then that society has a total reset. That's what happened with real estate. Real estate was growing so fast, it grew too fast, it totally collapsed at a reset. Now it's back trying to sustain itself. Everything in life pushes the limit. People push the limit, technology pushes the limit, but that's what keeps society growing. Look, if you look back 1,000 years ago, look how far we've come. If you look back 100 years ago, look how far we've come. So society pushes the limit, then it has resets because it pushed too much. And then each generation kind of puts its own unique fingerprint on human civilization. So it's going to be interesting. Queen, who has been to Hershey, PA? I haven't been, but I know a couple people that have. I've had Hershey bars. Norma, I have Queen many times. Luke, oh my God. If I stare at my screen on my TV phone too long, I start to get migraines. Luke, me too, brother. That's how I got to balance it out. Queen, did you like it? Laughing. Cool, I haven't. Luke, read an article how the radiation of the electrical pulses mess with your brainwaves. Well, I agree with that. There's radiation in a lot of things. Queen, did you get any chocolate? Queen, cool. You told me that. Tony, oh yeah, I got a few of the 1 pound Reese's peanut butter cups. Queen, no, I didn't color. That's all right. Did you play your tamacha? Norma, I did. They give you a free piece if you tour the chocolate factory. Remember Willy Wonka and the chocolate factory? At least they used to. I've seen a few concerts there. Queen says, okay. Queen, that's cool. Luke, to get some good deals at the thrift store recently, I've been bringing the ladies every Dunkin' Donuts to put some smiles on their faces so I can get some good deals and prices when I check out. Well, a gift will give you access to certain people. That's true. Luke, star emoji. Brendan, Reese's is my favorite candy. Reese's Pieces are great. I used to like to put Reese's Pieces and mainly Kit Kats in my freezer and then eat them at night. Frozen. Queen says, okay. Tony, Norma, they don't let you tour the factory anymore, huh? They have a ride and a gift shop. Now it's big business, yeah. Woohoo. So Detroit is going to have its first robot, brother, very soon. It's going to the courts to get laws passed. Well, I don't doubt it. I'm sure we're already there. They've been having robots in Japan and different things for a while, but as far as robots being sustainable and integrated in society and being able to organically think and function, I think we're a long way off. I still think, phones and technology, like when you go in a store and dealing with less people and more screen interfaces is the way of the immediate future. I think we're a long way off from robots even being able to pour you a cup of coffee and hand it to you other than like a vending machine. I think we're a long way off from you going in Starbucks and there's a robot behind the counter. Now, we're not a long way off from you going to McDonald's and you press that pad and then your food like it's made in the back, but it gets made in the back by a human. But there's efficiencies within that human interaction that the burger is made more efficient and things like that. But yeah, look, I'm not against robots. Believe me, I want robots to do the majority of the work and then us pass a universal basic income and we become a more creative, more compassionate society. I'm all for robot advancement and I'm for robot spouses. I think divorce rate would totally be low. Relationships would be better and people would be happier. Queen, I like ice water. Queen, good reminder, hydration break. Queen, Tony, woohoo, see the world's changing. It is. Queen, refreshing. Very true, Queen. Hey, Apathy, do you have to pay for the water? No. At Starbucks, you buy a coffee or you buy whatever and you just say, I would also like a cup of ice water. I say Trenta ice water with extra ice. Tony, Apathy, it's free normally if you buy a coffee. There you go, Tony. Queen. Laughing. Strip club Starbucks. Yeah. Make it rain. Queen, give me a stripper emoji. Good job. Queen, you're funny. Well, thank you, Queen. Apathy. Curious, Sam. If you had to, what would you choose? Prius, Ford Connect, or Honda Element? At this stage of my life, the first one I would not choose is a Honda Element. I don't want a Honda Element. That's out. That's basically like the same thing as a Jeep Renegade. The Honda Element and Jeep Renegade are basically the same. So right now I live, and I'm not really sold on the Honda Element. And they stopped making them, so it'd be harder to get it maintained. I wouldn't want that. So it would be between a Ford Transit Connect and a Toyota Prius. At this stage of my life, 38 going on 39, and being a male, I would buy a Toyota Prius. If I was a female, I'd probably go towards a Ford Transit Connect so I can squat and pee, even though they make a female catheter that you could pee into a jug. I would probably, if I was older, I'd probably look at the Ford Transit more. But right now, until I hit, I would say until I get into my 60s, I would still consider Prius. Once I get into my 60s, I'd probably start to go more towards van or RV. So that'd be my thought. Norma? So I spent the past couple of days helping friends move. Seeing all the junk that people drag from place to place really reinforced my desire to do the full-time car. I'm almost there. Well, Norma, there you go. Just take it one step at a time. And like I say, if it works out, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. But I just do the best. The hardest part about downsizing, the hardest part about the simple life is not van build outs. It's not buying the vehicle. It's not, the hardest part about downsizing is throwing stuff out. People like to talk about solar and van build outs. I'm going to upload a video about that tomorrow. Don't complicate the simple life. People complicate the simple life because they want to be distracted from the hard work. The hard work is throwing stuff out and not acquiring, and focusing your energy and your extra resources on how you want to build your life. But I say that and then I pull myself back because I shouldn't dictate to you how you live your life. If you want to do a van build out, if you want to have solar, whatever, people should do whatever they want as long as what they're doing is not hurting anyone. But I'm just sharing my thought process of how I looked at it, me personally, is that I didn't care about any of that. I just wanted to live a simple life because I was tired of the mental anxieties of life. And even now, I still have to fight them. So I want my life as simple as possible. As you get older, I think you need a little bit more comfort. So you are going to have a little bit more complication. So all of it's also a little bit relative. Luke, it would be so cool. I have a dream of traveling cross country, thrifting, living out of a van, while I get Tristan Thrifts. I got a whole name for it, treasures, and resell them online. Wouldn't that be so fun? Brother, great dream. Go after your dream. Keep your debt low. Don't have children early. And live a simple life, and I think you can do it. Give it a good shot, brother. And it takes about 3 to 5 years to build a passive income, so give it a shot. Apathy? Okay, thanks, Tony. Tony, no problem, Apathy. I drink it daily, but I drink red eyes. Shout out to Cocktails and Dreams. Hydration break. I can't make everyone happy, guys. You try, but I can't. Queen, I do too. We'll be amazed by what you find. Apathy. Downsize your life. I think it's essential, especially when you are getting up there in age. I think so too. I think you want less to worry about. You have to focus more on self-care, and you realize, look, you want to enjoy the best. You want to enjoy the remaining good times of your life because it's almost over. Very quick for all of us. Queen, yes, right. Tom. Hasn't been too cold. 70 degrees. All right. Love and Boone. He's back on. I'm not mad at you. It's been about cold. It's about to get cold again soon. Yeah, it's the winter. Maybe I can commute to my college from Florida. There's a lot of colleges in Florida. Florida colleges are big business because a lot of young kids, they say, I want to go in the hot weather with girls in bikinis. Just about every town I go to down here has some type of college or after high school education. That's true. Apathy. Need to check that out, Tony. Thanks. Luke, Sam. I noticed my friend when I started drinking more water. I'm starting to feel definitely more clear-headed. I'd agree with that. More focused. They say water really plays a huge role in brain functioning. Well, I would totally agree with that. Your body can only go days without water, but it can go weeks without food. Water is essential for life. Apathy. So true, Luke. Hank life. I lived in NY for over 20 years. I love Florida. Hank Life, me and you on the same page, brother. Thank you again for the love and support, man. Same page. Tony, say you tried to kill himself because he got catfished. Oh, his girlfriend was a dude. That happens, man. It's out there. Apathy. I think so too, Queen. Queen, processing your thoughts clearly. Queen, good job. Norma, speaking of it making it rain, that's a strip club. I read a story that the strippers in a club in Atlanta made 125 each at a big bash the other night. Was that when 50 was there and dropped? I saw that. 30 strippers total. That was a lot of rain. Yeah. Now, truth be told, I never made it rain. I tip girls and stuff like that, but I was always like the guy in the cut. I wouldn't say overly smooth or overly playerish, but I was just a mellow guy. And I got a little action here and there. But I wasn't like the guy who's making it rain. I was just kind of like in the cut, talking to bartenders. There were guys smoother than me. I wasn't as smooth as you could be, but I would say I just like a mellow guy and try to enjoy myself. And I had some fun. Hank, I'm down to 330 from 398, brother. Great job. 1 year ago. Hank, great job, brother. Getting your health together is wealth. I'm very proud of you, brother. Thank you for sharing. Norma, good job, Hank. Yeah, that's very impressive. And good working out today, Tara. Yeah, you guys are doing good. Self-care. Queen, nice live video topic. Thank you, Queen. Thank you. Queen, heart emoji to you. I love you. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Queen. Norma, what does catfish mean? Catfish means someone acts like for example, like I go online and I have a profile picture that I have a profile picture and profile name that I'm Debbie double D from Dallas, and I'm a cheerleader. So my profile picture is a screenshot of a college girl I saw online, but I'm posing as the girl, but I'm really a dude who drinks 6-pack beers and wants to do a meet and greet at Starbucks. So as someone who acts like they're someone else just to either one, try to seduce you, two, try to hurt you, or three, they're just sick. But there's some people with mental problems. I've had a couple of people try to catfish me. I don't feel they were mean or nasty people or even evil. I just think maybe they were isolationists and they felt alone and they wanted some attention and they tried to catfish me. It's out there. And I really don't care because I want to be alone. So it doesn't matter to me if you're really a hot girl or if you're really a guy. I really don't care because I'm never going to meet anyone. I don't want to be with anyone. So, and I treat everyone the same. And it really don't matter to me at this point in my life. But it's really out there. It's true. Queen, it means that someone yes, you got it, is posing fake pictures, pretending to be them, but it's not. Queen knows. Queen, you've been catfished. Yes. I'm tough. Catfish means you put fake profile pic, yeah, and then you meet the person in real life, and it's a different person. Oh, yeah. I met one in real life. Oh, M-Toff knows. Queen, yes, I know what it means. M-Toff, I was elaborating, Norma. Yeah, I know, it's a good job. Apathy. When you have time, it's priceless because you get to repair past mistakes. That's true. Sometimes. Right some wrongs in incredible valuable. Sometimes that's true. Queen, I know, laughing. Tony, that whole thing was horrible. Queen, you're welcome, Norma. Queen, no, a troll is a person saying nasty, mean things on people page. Queen, you know what it is. Tony, not really, Norma. A troll is someone who posts things to joke online. There can be good trolls or horrible ones. Really, I haven't met a good troll, to be honest with you. Not me personally. Norma, I am so out of the loop. That's all right, Norma. We're just having fun. Hank, hey, I'm going to free pasta dinner on Saturday. I'm not mad at that. At church here in Inverse, Florida. Hank, enjoy that, brother. That's positive. Made me smile. Queen, no, I'm from Buttmont. Oh, Texas? I didn't know you're from Texas. Jacqueline, blessings tonight, everyone. Blessings to you too, Jackie. Thank you. Tony, not all trolls are bad. I've met some okay ones. Well, I haven't. But there's always the bad ones. That's true. Queen, blessings to you, Sam, and everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Queen. Daddy Geek. Hey, Daddy Geek. Daddy Geek's got a nice Prius. She's got a purple stealth bomber Prius. How's it going, Daddy Geek? How's everything in your job? Getting a little better, hopefully? Sometimes it doesn't get better, but hang in there, Daddy Geek. We love you. Apathy. Thanks for these live chats, Sam. Thank you for talking to me. I look forward to them. Well, me too. And I'm thankful. I'm appreciative. Queen. Hello, Daddy Geek. Apathy to you as well, Queen. That's good. Daddy Geek. Hey, Queen. Donate. Hey, Daddy Geek. How's life? Apathy. Hey, Daddy Geek. Queen. You're late, Daddy Geek. I was worried about you. Queen, blow a kiss at you. Daddy Geek. I'm okay, Tony. How are you? I know when it's tough, it's tough. Just hang in there. Oh, DTM Professional Window Cleaners. How are you, brother? I was actually looking at one of your videos today. I said I was gonna leave a comment, but I was like, I don't want to pressure him because I know you're starting a new job. I just felt like a heaviness, man. Like I hope he's doing all right. Sometimes in life I figure, should I reach out to someone? And sometimes I think I should just give them space. But good to see you, brother. And he says, Sam, I'm late. That's all right, man. Just do you. But I'm here. I appreciate you saying that. Blessings to you. Same back to you, man. I hope all is well, my friend. I hope the same for you. I was thinking about you today when I was looking at one of your videos, man. Hang in there, brother. It's a little bit rocky when you start a new job, but you'll level out. And you got what it takes. DTN, I'm a big supporter of yours, brother. You're going to do fine in life. Just do the best you can. We love you, man. Norma. Hey, Daddy Geek. Daddy Geek. Late night at work, Queen. I know, Daddy Geek. On standby still, but work from the house if necessary tonight. Well, there you go. It's tough when you have a job and you're on call because your mind doesn't fully have off. But you can do it. Just take it one step at a time. Hopefully no one calls you. Tony, I'm fantastic. Tired, but fantastic. Yeah, I'm getting tired too. Queen, hello, DTN. Daddy Geek, great to hear, Tony. Tarzan, hey, bud, what's up, man? Wonder if you listen to Joe Rogan's podcast. Yes, I do sometimes. I watched him today, I think, when I was in Starbucks tonight when I was drinking my coffee. It was him. He always has like one guest guy, and they were talking about current events. They were talking about the event with the guy. What was that kidnap movie? Where the guy said some racist things, like, I don't know. And that now he was an actor. He said some racist things, and now like he's in trouble or something like that because he said something about like he would want to kill someone, and people are saying, I don't know. I was watching that debate, but I watched him different times talk about different things, and I really enjoyed his interview with Elon Musk. I think that was one of my favorite podcasts I saw, definitely this past year. If you YouTube Google Joe Rogan and Elon Musk, I thought that was an excellent interview. I learned a lot. Well, not just learned, but I found it very insightful. Rick, free porn every day? Sometimes I skip a day. I think last night I didn't watch any, but just about every day, but only once at night. And it's only very quick just to release myself. It's not like, and I don't watch any like demonic porn. I don't watch like horses or like S&M, just like, basic porn, so, because porn is the same thing as social media. You got to have it in balance. Some people can't handle just a little porn. And then he goes 2 or 5 days a week. I would probably say closer to 5 or 6 or maybe even sometimes 7 days a week, but it's only once a day and it's only for a short period of time during the day. And that's where I'm at now. I mean, as I get older, that probably going to drop off. Hank Life, no problem. I love you, brother. I have added you to Instagram. Thank you, man, for the support, man. Thank you. I'm very blessed to meet you, man. Thank you, Hank. Tony. Joe Rogan's Illuminati. Nah, I don't feel that way. I don't agree with everything he says, just like I'm sure people don't agree with everything I say. But I get some value out of his podcast. Tony, stand for president. Well, I appreciate that, but there's other people out there that are more passionate about than me. But I'm always mindful of, I want to be a leader because I want to try to make life better for others. But at the same time, I know I like a lot of time by myself. And being a president, you have to very much be into socializing. So, I don't want to just be the president just because I want that title, right? And a lot of people do that. I would have to accept that it comes with a lot of socializing with others. I could do it, but I don't know if I want to do it. And so we'll see. But I look at, I just want people to get, we'll see. But I appreciate the love. Luke gave his Instagram is bomb_vintage. Mine is the word inspire_38. Luke is bomb vintage. Bomb_vintage. Check my brother Luke out if you want some vintage stuff. Like apparel and thrift store stuff. Excuse me, hydration break. Nose blow break. Apathy. Sammy, what do you think about living in lodging houses? It's cheap. I personally wouldn't want to. I don't want to be obligated to a house, a neighbor, a landlord, a roommate. At this point in my life, I like as much freedom as possible. I I think if you don't want to be on the road, I can understand that, but I don't want that. I don't want lodging house. But also, so that I'm staying open minded. Could you please define lodging house? DTN. Tamacha, hey, how are you? Yeah, that's Queen. Apathy. I'm trying to find cheap living. Alternates. A car might be difficult. No, that apathy. I think you're thinking it out very wisely. And so I think you should look at all your alternatives. And I think you should make the best decision for you. There's no perfect answer. There's no one answer. So I think you're doing the right thing. I think you're very intelligent. I think very highly of you. A lot of people in here are very intelligent. I hope you guys don't sell yourself short. I think you're very intelligent. And, just do your research and then just try to make your best decision. And it's okay if you don't always make the right decision. And that's okay. Tony? Yeah, living arrangements can be tough. Yeah, that's the main thing I don't want. I know me and Queen have talked about, I hate to say it, but homeless shelters are a disaster. Roommates are a disaster. Neighbors can be a disaster. They can be a blessing. I like low obligation, man. And that's what really scared me, man. I mean, I think I made a mistake as far as that one home base that I was looking at that was only $25,000. You ain't going to get no cheaper than that in a decent area in Florida for full hookups. But at the same time, the biggest thing that was hurting my mind was I don't want to be committed. See, like something like that, if I ever get to a point where I'm going to settle down, it's going to be something very much like that because that's worth it. And even if like you weren't ready to settle down, I would live in that type of community. That RV lot community, I looked at all the different ones. It was very nice. It was peaceful. It wasn't dangerous. And even if you couldn't afford to buy it for $25,000, they were renting it per month for $300 per month. So, and like I say, like even if you got an RV and you didn't travel, you just parked it from campground to campground. You stay at the campground for 2 weeks. And if you have disability or if you're a senior citizen, you're only paying $400 a month. So you don't have to be a nomad and constantly travel. Or you can buy an RV lot and just plot. Why would you buy an RV lot versus a tiny home or a tiny house? Well, one is if you didn't want a lot to worry about, because a tiny house is tough to find unless you go in the middle of nowhere. And the RV still gives you flexibility to move at a glance. And if there's a hurricane, you can start your car and move. You just have a safe, legal place to park with full utilities. So especially as you get older, I see a lot of benefit in that. That's probably where my future lies. And I'm getting excited just talking about it. But yeah, it's a good topic though. Apathy, you'll figure it out. I'm very proud of you. And then Tony added a good comment too. Brendan, as a nomad, is there any way to cook food? Yes, there's a $20 propane camp portable range that you can buy at Walmart. For $20, you put a propane small tank on it, you light it up, and you cook food. Simple. Not complicated. But that would be the way to do it. Excuse me, guys. Nose break, please. Apathy. Sam, you should run for office in Florida. You're a call, but you would get in. You are very quick with good advice, and you are grateful and grounded. Well, thank you, Apathy. I remember playing basketball once, and there was a good friend of mine. Shout out to, I don't want to say his full name. I'll just say his initials were MY. And I'll never forget him, too, because I remember playing freshman basketball, and he let me wear his varsity jersey one day to a basketball game, and I was only a freshman. I felt like a superstar. But I remember him saying to me one day, because we were playing basketball in the street at a playground, and there was this one, we needed like another person to play full court. And there was this one guy that he didn't want to play. And we were like, why don't you want to play? Everyone was like asking him. And then my friend was like, Sam, go talk to him, man. And I went to go talk to him. And then I just talked to him and I got him to play. And then I came back to the court and my friend was laughing at me. He goes, Sam, man, you're a politician, man. He goes, that's what you're, man. He said, you're a mayor, man. You know how to talk to people. And, so it's kind of always been in me. And I would enjoy doing it. And I think I would be just. I don't think I would be perfect because I don't think anyone's perfect. But I think I would be just and fair. I try to see things from both perspectives, even though sometimes I may seem liberal, even though sometimes I may seem like I'm very conservative or something. I try to stay somewhat fair. I mean, I do tend to lean more democratic, but I also understand a level of there needs to be less government, because government can be just as bad as big business. The only reason at this point in society I tend to lean more liberal is because right now I think we're not big government. I think we're big corporation. And I think big corporation is just as bad as big government. I don't want big government, but I don't want big corporation either. I want balance. I often say you need a level of balance. And I appreciate the kind words, Tony. I'm getting a Subaru lifetime warranty. I'm not mad at that. Jacob, what's up, Sam? How's the night so far? What's tonight's subject? Tonight's subject is social media, the good, the bad, the ugly. Social media has all those components. Overall, for me, it's been good. There is some negative. And you are going to regret some things you say, some things you post. I have. But overall, I mean, I stand behind my message. Now, if someone wants to take my message out of context, they can always do that. People take the Bible out of context. They take whatever out of context. Overall, my message is, look, try to stay as positive as possible. Do whatever you want as long as what you're doing is not hurting anyone. Keep a healthy mind, body, and soul. And stay around positive people, man. Try to find balance. Love and respect. Good to see you, Jacob. I hate when I move stuff because then I can't find stuff. I had to get my preacher rag. I'm over here sweating in South Florida. Tony, Brandon, get a Swiss match. Stove works fantastically. Tony, will work with sticks and propane. DTN, sup, apathy? Jacob, I was at Circle K today, and outside was parked a 2019 Camaro painted white with their logo on it, with an ad for their coffee. Okay. I thought I'd share it, even though it's not part of the conversation. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you for sharing it. It was great advertisement because you remember it. Every smart marketer knows how to make it special, and he made it special. So that was a good job, Tony. I haven't seen a Circle K in years. They aren't where I am. Jacob, dang, Tony, what store are you around? I'm around Publix. I love Publix. Brendan, is there anything you missed about Jersey? No. Honestly, I'm not even trying to be funny. I don't miss anything about Jersey. I don't miss anything about Jersey. I'm trying to think right now as I'm... nothing. Nothing. Do I miss anything about Jersey? I don't miss anything about Jersey. I don't. No disrespect to Jersey. I know that sounds hurtful. And I want to be thankful for all... I think Jersey has a lot of job opportunities, good school systems in certain areas. Certain areas are very poverty, just like everywhere, good and bad and everywhere. But overall, for me, I don't miss anything about Jersey. I really don't. I miss like pushing my mom up and down the boardwalk because there's not any boardwalks in Florida. There's not, like the Jersey Shore has boardwalks, mainly like Wildwood, Atlantic City, Seaside Heights has a little one. The boardwalks on the Jersey Shore can be nice, but they're so crowded in the summer, it's not even enjoyable. But that would be the only thing that is kind of a little bit like nice that I like. I'm trying to be positive. I love watching your videos in Florida. Thank you. They inspire me to check out Florida for a nomad life in the future. Look, if you're going to live a nomad life, I think Florida is one of the top areas. Not just for the climate, but for the amount of state parks that allow you to legally and safely live this life. A lot of free campgrounds, too, if you're willing to travel. And subsidize if you have some type of disability or you're a senior citizen. New Jersey does not have that type of campground set up. New Jersey, the campgrounds close in December. It's illegal to camp January, February, March. There's no camp, and there's only a few campgrounds in New Jersey. It's a total disaster for me. But I did it, mainly urban boondocking. But it's out there. Submarine Vet, Boston's in the house. Pound emoji to you, brother. Good to see you, Submarine Vet. You're noticed, brother. Thank you. Tony, Sam, I've never froze. I have to BV and military sleeping bag. I'm good at -20. Well, that's true. When I got sick last year, it wasn't because of sleeping in my car. It was still cold. But it was because I went from inside a building to outside and back and forth without a scarf and a hat on. Without a scarf and a hat on. And a jacket to cover my chest. Because in New Jersey in the winter, you have to wear so many layers of clothes. If you have to run from one building to another, if you have to go in the grocery store, you get a little bit lazy that you don't want to bundle it all up again because you're in your car, you take it off, put the heat on, then you got to put all the layers back on because you don't want to drive with all that stuff on. It's the in and out of indoors. You go from one office to another office, from one store to the other store, from in your car to in your house. It's that transition from leaving your car to going in the store and vice versa, that you don't want to put on all your layers of clothes and then it's how you catch a cold and it's a total disaster. Tony, Jacob and Royal Farms mostly, Wawa's, there's a lot of Wawa's building out in Florida. There's a lot of Wawa's being built out in Florida as we speak. Wawa is like a gasoline grocery store, convenience store. Jacob, I've never heard of those, Tony, in my area. They're growing. Rick, are you going to be using 5G at your job? What are your thoughts on this technology since you're in the field? Yeah, I think 5G, no, I mean, I'm not. I have to use, for me, using the Starbucks internet, I don't even know what G that is. Or even using my phone, I have to answer an email. But when I use my laptop for work, it just has to be like, example, I'm on a Starbucks internet, but then I have certain, the main thing for me that's sometimes a system is I have to, certain web portals that I have to log into for security, right? So it's a Starbucks, I don't even know what D that is. But like when I think of 5G, I think that's just your cell phone signal, which I don't think is much different than 4G. I didn't really know a big difference between 3G to 4G, to be honest with you. But for me, when I'm working on my laptop, it's usually to a Starbucks internet. And the main difficulty is basically virtually going through different authenticating of your login credentials to get to certain software programs. But other than that, if I'm doing drawings on a CAD software program, like CAD software has nothing to do with the internet, right? I'm just doing a drawing based on a certain engineering dynamic. And then I'm calculating formulas. And then I have to go into certain software systems. And the main thing is, as long as I have somewhat fast internet, it's just access to the portals. Everything is done pretty much in the cloud, in a virtualization world. And when you're in the virtualization world, it's more about authenticating your login credentials and keeping your firewall secure more than it is the speed of your internet. Because if you're at a Starbucks, or if you're at any type of place that has a decent internet, it's really not about 4G or 5G. That's more or less around cell phone service signals and small details, but not anything to be applied to in my job per se. And that's how I look at it. Jacob, yeah, my generation fingerprint was 16 to 22 years old, eating Tide Pods and other stupidity. Every generation has their own things, Tony. Yeah, Sheetz is like Circle K, got good burgers there, and they're open 365, 24 hours. I've seen a couple Sheetz, I think in South Carolina, definitely off I-95, there's a couple Sheetz travel like stops that I've stopped and got gas and stuff. Jacob, Tide Pods, I'm with you. Jacob, maybe I'll see one when I travel. You will if you go down the I-95 corridor. There's a couple in North Carolina, South Carolina. The store sounds good. It's just a regular. It's got a very nice, big, clean design, but it's just like a regular rest stop area with junk food, bathrooms, Slurpees and stuff. It's okay. It's not magical. I like Wawa the best out of all of them. And that's just the same thing. It's just a grocery store. I mean, like a convenience store. Tony, yeah, they have good food, Jacob. What you stay in? I'm in Maryland. Jacob, I live in southern Arizona, Tony, in the sticks of northern Tuscan. I almost bought a house at one time well, I didn't buy a house, but I was looking in Gilbert, Arizona, and Chandler, Arizona. Norma, yeah, robot spouses are for me. Well, me too, as long as I don't have to change their oil. Jacob, robot sex dial. Sounds great, Sammy. Yeah, as long as I don't have to do maintenance, I'm with it. Somebody give me a robot emoji, Tony. And you're right about that. I fear the future, but Gen X, my generation, is taking Congress first. Okay. Jacob, how old are you, Tony? May I ask? I'm 18. Tony, Jacob, is Arizona hot like kill you hot? Tony, it can't be hot in Florida. Tony, I'm 29. Jacob, I'm in the summer, yes. Jacob, always got to put your sunscreen on, drink water. I like that. I want to be sweating. I want to have sunscreen on. Sunscreen smells magical. I love the way sunscreen smells. Tony, I don't know if I can handle heat like that. That's okay. Jacob, I thought about the full van build out, but I couldn't afford it. And I found the answer finding this channel. I plan to live in a 2006 Ford Runner. There you go. All you need is a camping mat, a mattress topper, and 2 quilts. You don't need to do a van build out. All your van is somewhere to lay down. or sit up like I'm doing right now. You don't need much in it. Norma, I already have gotten rid of all my things. I'm still downsizing. Most of my things, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty downsized already. I'm not hurting for anything I got rid of. There you go. You won't. I like what you said. You can always buy more. Yeah, there's always a Walmart. I traveled up and down the east coast of America. I went to the mountains of Vermont. I went into North Carolina, South Carolina, Washington, D.C., Philly. I went to all these different. And what I can tell you is there's a Walmart everywhere. Okay. And what I can tell you is you don't need much. Tony, no, Sam. A red eye is a coffee with 3 espresso shots. I didn't know that. Okay. Brennan, can you live in a 2010 Corolla? That's what I have. Yes, if you can put the back seats down, or if you could put the front seat all the way forward, you can. And even if you couldn't do that, you could remove the seats and you could lay down as long as you weren't, I would say, 6'4" or taller. Norma, Jacob, I'm about to be living in a Camry. We don't need a lot of space to sleep. And also, I was going to get a van, but decided to start with what I have. Norma, that's going to be part of the video I do tomorrow. Start with what you have. I agree with that. Jacob, cactus. Tony, fallen cactus. Oh, hell no, I'm good. I don't want to do that. Jacob. Norma, I haven't, I know that little girl. Norma, I haven't thought about living in a small car. I couldn't in a small car to sleep. Oh, that's okay. You couldn't fit in a small car? Yeah, that's okay. Jacob's laughing. Tony, making it rain is expensive. Yeah, I did it once though. I played a gig in New Orleans and I got fantastic money. Had to. I'm not mad at you. Jacob, just use to make it rain, guys. Just use one to make it rain. Okay. Luke, Sam, I forgot to ask you, if you were to get a Prius, would you just buy it outright, or Caster, would you pay payments on it, bank loan? I would probably do payments. Why? As long as I can get a decent interest rate. On the Jeep, I got a 0% interest rate. I don't think they give those out anymore unless you get a deal, because the economy has improved so much. Why? Because your cash reserves are your biggest asset to your financial freedom. So really my biggest expense is my car and my food. So even though I'm not a big proponent of debt, if your car is your major expense, I'm still a proponent. I'm not saying everyone has to agree with me, but keep as much cash on hand as you can, because cash, if you really get into a bind, is what you need. It doesn't help that your car is paid off for if you need cash. Here's the downside of having a lot of cash. You can blow it. You can risk it in too many risky ventures. It can burn a hole in your wallet. So there's something to be said to be mindful of having a lot of cash, but I think you should definitely have a big portion of your assets in cash. I understand inflation could eat it up. I understand all those things, but when I've been destitute in life, or when I've been in debt and hurting, and I've had to borrow money from other people, the biggest thing I said was, damn, I wish I had more cash on hand. Not that I didn't have car payments. So I think if you can keep your, in my opinion, I don't think most people should ever buy a car more than $30,000. Now I've made the mistake in doing more than that, but even this Jeep Renegade was $30,000. That was my absolute cap. So if you financed $30,000 for 5 years at 0%, that's $500 a month. Right now in the United States of America, the average car payment is about $500 a month. A car payment for financing, not for leasing. And so obviously from this point forward, especially as long as I would live in a car, I would finance it, because I have to be mindful of my miles. And look, I mean, I'm living in my car, so it's getting a lot of wear and tear. But that would be my opinion, and that's how I live. Yeah. Tony, oh, and it rained in his 20s that day. Jacob, should you use one? Laughing my butt off. Would have been cheaper. Well, I don't like used cars. I like new, but I'm not going to say all used cars are bad, but that's my opinion. Tony, Jacob, I was having a good time, and that's what was important. That's right, Tony. I agree. You got to experience life, man. I made some mistakes. I've done some wild stuff. Jacob, oh, yeah, I was part of Troll Squad on Google Plus between 14 to 15 during the meme wars. I didn't know that. Fun, sarcastic time with everyone. Well, all right, I didn't know that. Jacob, agreed, Tony. Sean Murphy, what's up, man? Cricket powder is high protein. I never even heard of that. Good to see you, Sean. Thank you for coming in. Tony, Jacob, I'm the inspirational nomad sheriff. I appreciate that. If I handle all trolls well, I'm my deputy data geek. Yeah. Tony, data geek. Deputy data geek, yeah. Rick, lean. Oh, yeah, exactly. Rick, thank you for that. The podcast I was talking about about the comments, the racist comments or whatever, was the actor Liam Neeson, which I enjoyed a couple of his movies he did. Very good actor. And, listening to it, I got mixed feelings about it. In one part, I definitely can understand the outrage of it. And the other part of it, if you listen to his interview and then you listen to his apology, it seemed that he's trying to honestly share that he recognizes he was wrong, but he was being true to the moment he was in. But obviously, you're talking about a minority group that has been at times very oppressed, and that mindset has shown to hurt that minority group in many areas in society. So I could see why both sides are upset, but I think it's like, look, race is always going to be there, division, and it could be white and black. It could be tribalism, this tribe versus that tribe, division. And it's always out there. So I think you have to be able to talk about it. But you have to understand there's two sides of it. Everyone has their different way of viewing it. So what are my feelings on it? I don't know. I just hope that the conversation continues and that people address it. But it didn't seem like, it seemed at the time he was saying something malicious. And then it seems like he honestly tried to mature and correct himself. But like everything in life, even like I've experienced in my own life, when you say something, it's very hard to make it right again. There's a scripture that says, once you offend a friend, it's very hard to rekindle that friendship. And I understand that. Like, once I got in a big argument with my father, I don't think there's anything we could do to ever mend that relationship. I don't want to hurt him. I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I'm very thankful for everything. But it's a very tough part about humanity that once we've really been hurt, it's very hard for us to accept someone back in our life. But I definitely believe in second chances. But, I'm just sharing like my thoughts on it, my honest, sincere thoughts. So, but yeah, that was definitely the podcast I was thinking about. That. Thank you, Rick Chang. Sean Murphy, reading is therapeutic for me. I'm not mad at that. Jacob, don't worry, Tony. My troll days are over. Laughing. Norma, me too, Sean. I'm definitely a bookworm. Jacob, that's good, Murphy. Tony, yeah, it's crazy. I'm mixed. So feeling some things are racist, but some things people are pushing it. Tony, that's exactly my sentiment that I was trying to articulate. Thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, look, I think after you have a long enough conversation with somebody, I think you could kind of get a feel for, do you want them in your life? Now, if they've done something to hurt someone else, you have to not only ask, do you want them in your life, but you have to say, look, does society have to reprimand the person, depending on what their actions done. But in this case, he didn't do anything action-wise, but he had a mindset, and he said he would have done something at one point. So, but again, I think just the open conversation at least is healthy for society to continue to keep going with it. Sean Murphy. Liam Neeson actor who said he wanted to kill blacks. Yeah, he said that basically one of his friends supposedly got raped, and he said, well, who raped you? What ethnic group was he from? And I think the girl said, well, he's a black guy. So what this actor said, that he went into bars, and every night he was hoping that he would run into a black guy so that he could kill him because he wanted to get vengeance. And then he was questioned about it recently. He said, look, I was wrong. That was the mindset I was in. He goes, but it could have been any group. He goes, it could have been Italians. It could have been Irish. It could have been Middle Eastern. Just like after 9/11. After 9/11, there was a lot of people that were mad at Middle Eastern people. Like I know after 9/11, like I'm from New Jersey. I saw the Twin Towers drop as far as like the skyline. When I was coming out of Newark, I was working in Newark, New Jersey. I know like after that, for that next month, after 9/11, I know people that didn't want to go to any Indian gas stations. They felt like all Indians were terrorists. And they were like, I'm not going to any gas station. It was hard to find a gas station that wasn't Middle Eastern owned. But that was the mindset. It's still the mindset out there. There's some people that are very Islamic phobe and Middle Eastern phobe. So it's like, it's a hypocrisy of humanity. A lot of Italians who we have origins being immigrants in this country and being a part of our ethnic group as part of the mafia that some say killed JFK. Definitely we controlled most of the government agencies and we controlled unions as far as our ethnic group. We were a menace to society. The Italian American culture, a small percentage of it was. the majority of Italian Americans were hardworking citizens. Just like the majority of Middle Easterns are hardworking, or Mexicans or whoever, it's a small minority that are criminals. But now Italians don't remember that. And some Italians just look at people who are migrating and they look at the small percentage of bad. So part of society is we tend to be very skewed in our evaluation of looking at things in context. And I've seen it all over. Look, I've been at times the only white person in the projects. And believe me, there was a couple times that if I wasn't friends with someone, I would have either been shot, definitely would have, been stuck up, just on the basis of, when you are the minority in a group, doesn't matter where you are going to be, and not all the time, but sometimes persecuted. But then I also say, look, there are certain minority groups, such as African American, such as Native American, such as even Jewish. Jewish people faced the Holocaust. African Americans spent hundreds of years of oppression on slavery. So it's a difference between, there's racist people of all different ethnic groups. So, but there's also different ethnic groups that have suffered longer, and that's why there's a deeper pain, because they've suffered a greater extent in their ancestry and etc. So there's a big comprehensive conversation. Definitely everyone can be racist, but definitely some ethnic groups have experienced more oppression than others. And it's just a whole collective thought. Norma, best of two worlds, Tony. Marin, she gave 2 palm trees, a heart, hand waved 2 hearts, and a palm trees. Thank you, Tony. Norma, thanks. Yeah, I have blonde hair and green eyes. Jacob, I'm okay with everyone unless they start something with me first. I can understand that. Norma, me too. Norma, to both of your comments, laughing. Well, that's good. I'm glad someone's laughing. Tony, Jacob, I agree. So, Murphy, to be in politics, you need to have thick skin. I agree with that. Because people will love to hate you. Well, I agree with that. I mean, even to a small level, it's like that having a YouTube channel. You can have a YouTube channel just saying how much you love people, and you're going to get hate. Sometimes people just want to see if they could push your buttons. So I totally agree with that. And I'm still trying to develop that a little bit. That's true, Tony. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. All right. Jacob laughing. Norma, Sam can handle it, Sean. Yeah, I could try. I'm still human. But I'm trying to grow as a person. I think God's given me a level of grace. But it's challenging. I think we all face that. But I think because I feel the pain and I share it, I try to speak sincerely. But I don't know if I want it. And I don't know. We'll see. I got to take life one day at a time. But I appreciate the encouragement. That's a very nice statement, Sean Murphy. They want confrontation. Walk away saves you possible jail time. Well, I totally agree with that. Look, I mean, in my younger days, I just thank God that I got out of certain situations. But as a mature man, and I'm still subject to be human, as I say, the biggest reason in many instances that you survive in life is because you walk away from drama. Because I don't care what background you come from, who you are, if you're a nice person, bad person, there's always going to be times in your life where you're either going to enhance the drama or you're going to walk away from it. And what I can tell you is walk away and follow up if you need to, but follow up through the proper authorities and the proper escalation. Try not to ever take it into your own hands. That's truth. And back to that actor. See, I think the same thing happened with the actor that happened with the actors from the Mafia movies. There was an actor in the Mafia movie, The Bronx Tale, young kid. And I think he had thought, because a lot of people loved that movie, he thought he actually was in the Mafia. And then when he got older in real life, he actually tried to kill someone or did kill someone because he bought into his own hype. I think that guy, Lee Neeson, he basically did a couple movies where his daughter got kidnapped and raped or whatever, and then he got vengeance on the bad guys. I think what happens is these actors and even sometimes like musical artists, like that's what happened to Pac. Pac got involved with some gang member stuff in Los Angeles when he was a poetic artist. But because he bought into his own hype about, thug life and everything, he was a musician. But because he bought into that and he started to dangle in that world, that caused him his life. And I think it's the same thing with these actors. They start to think like they're Dirty Harry. They start to think they're mafia guys. And that you can't cross that world. That world is that world. So I see that transcend. That's why you got to be very careful. Um, Tony, Sam, is property expensive in Florida? It all depends on what part. Just like everywhere, obviously the more expensive parts are going to have more amenities, more jobs, nicer areas. But there's plenty of cheaper property on average is cheaper than New Jersey. Jobs pay a little bit less, and that's the problem. Uh, but on average, property itself is cheaper. Public schools are a little bit worse, and job opportunity a little bit less. But in many aspects, Florida is cheaper. Definitely property taxes cheaper, and definitely on average, the properties themselves can be cheaper. Jacob saves possible jail time. I totally agree. Totally agree. Hydration break. Jacob, all I want is a 3.5 acre in the foods with an underground shipping container house. Damn, that's my plan for the 40s. Jacob, I'm not mad at that. Live your dream, brother. Thumbs up, man. Sean, don't get mad that over my head, Anthony. Don't get that over my head. Okay. Jacob, what do you mean, Murphy? Yeah, I don't kind of got lost with the whole convo now. I got lost a little bit. Tony, Jacob, I'm sure land's cheap in Arizona. Marin, 2 palm trees heart. So everyone is a disaster. Not everyone, a lot of people though. Back in the olden days, I lived happily in a commune type way in a house, nice block with the ocean. There's always possibilities, just my experience. Marin, I respect your experience and I respect your perspective. I think very highly of you and thank you for sharing. Apathy. You get your own room. Okay, she's talking about okay. You get your own room and bath for $200 a week. Oh, that's expensive. $800 a month. Thanks for the compliment. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. You are too. Thank you. And I appreciate you and I respect you. You don't have any commitment there. Yeah, flexibility is my greatest asset. Thank you. 30-day notice to leave kitchen. Yeah, I wouldn't want that. All utilities paid now. $800 a month. You're better off in a campground. But that's just me. I get passionate. I don't want my passion to push you. But I love you, Apathy. You'll figure it out. Do what's best for you. Jacob, I kind of like Utah and Colorado, though, Tony. Sean Murphy. I remember a guy as a kid who would love to watch his and said 5 p.m. supper and walk off the softball diamond. Marin, Arizona has rattlesnakes. Can't wear flip-flops. Well, that's true, but some people like the desert. I like tropical. Florida has alligators, so it's all relative. And hurricanes. Apathy, I found the place through social media. Social media could be good. Joseph, hey, Joseph, I haven't seen you in a while, man. Good to see you. Hey, Sam, how are you? I'm thankful. How are you? Just got back from Vegas. Brother, I missed you, man. It's good to see you. How'd you get to Vegas? You in an RV, did you? Jacob, that's new. Norma, even though I would like to see somebody like you in politics, Sam, I don't know if you would eat a... Yeah, see, that's a good point, Norma. Sam, I don't know if it would eat a soul. It's possible. Seeing all the corruption up close. Do you have a gift of I do have a gift of diplomacy. To being a diplomat. I understand that. Thank you, Norma. Yeah, that's the dynamic, and that's a good evaluation. I don't know. Thank you, Marin. Laughing the preacher rag. That's true. Sean Murphy. Sam, Trump really helping middle class, or is this a myth? Because I do live in U.S. Because I don't live in. I think the economy in many areas is doing good. I have to give him credit. I think, again, if you're unemployed, if you're going through hard times, it doesn't matter what the overall economy is doing. He's doing crap. But I think he's helped set a climate for business. But I don't think he's tied it to enough regulation. We go to extremes. I don't think you want too much regulation. But I don't think you want to totally unleash corporations. Like basically what they did with the corporate tax reform is they basically did stock buybacks, and they're still hiding a lot of their money overseas, and all the big manufacturing jobs, the iPhone, all those things, they're still made overseas. He didn't tie the corporate tax reform to mandate a certain amount of manufacturing had to be done in the U.S. and a certain amount of capital investment in workers had to be done. So I think the corporate tax reform was good. I think setting a good business climate was good. I think he did that. But what I also think he didn't tie it to enough regulation. He just got rid of a lot of regulation. I think like everything in life, it's the balance. So my hope is that as society kind of figures it out, we get more balanced. Oh, Norma, thank you for the love, Norma, for the super chat, Norma. Sam, thank you for all the time and energy you put into your channel. Thank you for noticing that. It takes a special person to speak the truth with love. Well, Norma, thank you for noticing that. Thank you for the show of appreciation and the love. And I appreciate that. Look, guys, I mean, I really am. I mean, I'm not just like trying to like just get something by. I mean, I'm putting a lot of energy into it, but I enjoy doing it. So I don't want to act like it's a burden. I enjoy doing it. But I do care about it. I mean, I'm trying to, and I'm trying to also in front of you, in front of your eyes. I'm not just trying to think of like what's catchy to tell you. I'm trying to really grow as a person. So it's like it's all those things. It's trying to give some content that's entertaining. It's sharing my life. It's watching me grow in front of your eyes, and you're sharing your life. It's a good dynamic, and I appreciate the love and support. Thank you very much. Jacob, I kind of stopped watching politics if it kind of destroyed a piece of my soul. No, I can understand that. I mean, there's only so much I can watch too. It doesn't matter who was in office. There's times that I would watch Obama and I would get upset. There's times that I watch Trump and I get upset. So it doesn't matter who's in office. If I watch enough of it, I get upset, even if I voted for the person. What I think where politics is a shame is I think a level of it is just to keep people like fighting each other, because I think most people are kind of like in the middle. But to get people motivated, you almost have to be extreme. It's tough, but we'll figure it out. I'm still hopeful that we're going forward. Norma, Sam, thank you. Same, thank you, Norma. Thank you, Sean Murphy. Circle K is in Toronto. Oh, okay, I think I've seen one of them. I think there's some in the United States. I don't know if I saw it in North Carolina. It was some I was on the country road. I saw one. I think so. Maybe I was wrong. Marin, the video you made this morning was wonderful. Thank you. I did a video about a guy feeding a pelican. Thank you, Marin. Sean Murphy. If you watch political show, it will raise your blood pressure. That's true. It's all negative. A big portion of it is. I try to watch enough to be kind of see what's going on, but not enough to destroy my soul. That's true. Norma. I miss Wawa. Yeah, and Sheets. Yeah. None of this in GA. They don't have Wawas in Georgia. Maybe they don't. Yeah, I haven't spent a good amount of time in Georgia, mainly just the outskirts off I-95. I always remember at the truck stop at a rest area in Georgia. That's where Alcoholic came up to me in the beginning of my journey at like 2:00 in the morning. He knocked on my door. Nothing happened, but I haven't explored Georgia too much. I probably will in the coming years, maybe. Apathy. Excuse me, hydration break. Sam, how do you deal with condensation in your car? Somebody asked me that today. Also, have you had any issue with the mold in your Renegade? Condensation is evident in the morning in most times. So how do I deal with it? I start my car and I run my defroster, my front and my rear defroster for about 5-10 minutes. It's totally gone. I've had no issues with mold because after I start my car with my defroster, all the condensation is gone. Good question. Apathy, I can't even watch the news. It's all Trump, Trump, Trump. Enough. Yeah, I mean, it's who's ever in office. They did the same thing with all the different people in office, whether it was Clinton, Bush, Obama. It's always been like that. It always will be. And I think we get tired of people. Like, even if you had me, even if you had whoever, you get tired of people. Like, there's people that watch my channel. They're very inspired, and then they get tired of me. So I think some of it's bad politicians, some of it's bad policy, and some of it's just human nature. You get tired of hearing somebody because after a while, you heard everything they got to say. I think Chris Rock, I remember him doing a skit of comedy like that. He said, after you're married for a while, you just get tired of hearing the other person talk because you know everything they're going to say. Sean Murphy, 7-Eleven still in the U.S. Yeah, it is, but 7-Eleven fell off, man. I think it's a disaster. Not worth it to go there. Apathy, Trump is everywhere. Too much stressful stuff. Yeah, like I said, I think that's going to be anyone who you see after a long-term period. You don't want to talk to them anymore. Rick, good talk, Sam. Thank you. Stay safe and well. Well, same to you. Thank you. T. Lemons, mid-Florida van dwelling too. Hugs. Well, hug to you back, man. Always great to see a fellow Floridian. Love and respect to you. Doug from New Mexico. Doug, a great viewer and has left some of the most positive comments and has a good sense of humor, and I always enjoy speaking to him. Sammy, hello from cold New Mexico. We were in the low 40s today. I'm tough. I can handle it. Good sense of humor. Doug, I love you, brother. Love and respect to you and Pam. And I know it's not easy getting back in that workflow, but I'm very proud of you, brother. T, love your talks. Thanks. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for leaving that comment, T. Swan Auto, what's up, man? I see you on the gram. The more I get rid of, the less mental anxiety I have. That is true. Look, you're still going to have anxiety, but I believe the more you get rid of, at least for me, the less anxieties you have. That's true. Good job, Swan. Apathy. How about a twin air mattress in the truck? Nah, I don't like that. Why all the building out? Well, I don't like air mattresses. I slept on one for several months when I was staying at someone's house, and what I could tell you is they're a disaster. I don't think they're enough support, and it loses air pressure. So for me, again, what should you do? I think you put both back seats down, your front passenger seat all the way forward. You get a camping mat from Walmart. You get a mattress topper. You put a couple quilts, and you're good. But everyone's different. If I had a van, I would consider buying a good twin mattress, no box spring, just a mattress, and then just using that. If I had a Ford Transit Connect, I would just buy a twin mattress, a good one, a good quality one, and that's it. So that would solve your problem if you were in a van, Jacob. That's kind of what I was thinking of doing, Jacob. Just so I could have a storage for clothes underneath the bed. T, love y'all. Shout out. Well, same to you. Thank you, Tony. Jacob, just got a mat and bevy. They will keep you warm. Jacob, what's a bevy? I don't know what that is either. Jacob, never heard of those. Doug, I'm not bragging about being debt free, but go ahead. However, I am proud of myself and Pam. I'm proud of you too, man. I'm proud of myself and Pam for sticking to our 20-year plan now. I'm proud of you too, man. And continuing. It does work. It's worth it. Doug, thank you for sharing. I was talking to a friend of mine. He said the same thing. If you could be out of debt by your mid-40s, that's ideal plan. Not easy, but it is. And Doug, you're a positive person, so I want you to share your life because I believe in you and you've been a blessing. Like social media has been good to me where I met people like Doug, and Doug's been a blessing in my life. I joke around with him, but he gets me, I get him, and I appreciate him, I respect him, and I thank you, Doug. Tony, a bevy is a military sleeping system. You crawl into it, covers your body, and just your face is uncovered. Oh, okay. Thank you, Tony. I didn't know that. Norma, I put my backpacking sleep system on top of a small cot from Dick's Sporting Goods so I can still put clothes underneath a build-out. Cost $29. Cot cost $29, but I did have to take my seats out. Okay. That's a good comment. Okay. Jacob, that's new to me. Norma, a bevy is essentially a very small tent. Okay. Tony, yeah, they don't make them anymore, but they're relatively cheap. I got mine in a cold weather bag for under $120. Norma, nice. Jacob, not bad price. Rick, what was the last book you read? That's a good question. I haven't read a book in a while. Watching to me an interview or a documentary is the same thing as a book because all a book is someone expressing their thoughts on a written piece of paper. All a video is someone expressing their thoughts on a video platform. Same thing. None come to mind. Always the number one book that comes to mind when people ask me what book did I read is Who Moved My Cheese? Who Moved My Cheese by Dr. Spencer Johnson. It's the best book I recommend for people to read other than a spiritual book. Jacob? I might do that, but it's still in the works. Tony? Basically, I can lay out in the bevy in a snowstorm and it'd be comfortable. Doug? Sammy, what is your preferred Starbucks drink? Every day I get the same thing. I get a tall pike, and tall means small at Starbucks. So I get a tall pike, which is a small coffee, and pike is the roast. Pike is medium roast, not bold, not blonde, it's medium. A pike is a medium roast. So I get a tall, which is a tall pike, that's the roast, a tall pike cup of coffee with cold soy milk, no sugar, and a large Trenta ice water with extra ice. Every day I get the same thing. Jacob? Or forgive someone, Sammy. The family had extreme drama, and I still find it hard to forgive. I can understand that. There's a lot of sadness out in the world. I don't want to try. I understand that. I try to forgive because I do believe in the spiritual vibe of that. I mean, that's what I did get out of reading the Bible, and that's what I do get out of Jesus. That's why I do love Jesus. I get forgiveness. That's what Jesus basically showed me is an example of grace and forgiveness, and that's why I do rock with him. So I try to forgive for my own soul, but it's hard to forget, and I understand that. Apathy. Only issue that scares me about a lodging house is bed bugs. Yeah, that's why I don't even like to stay at hotels. There was someone else masturbating in that bed When I sleep in my Jeep Renegade, I know I was the only one masturbating back there. And that's what I like, Marin. Line mindset is so firm, I'd never confuse a single hellish act with an entire country, religion, or race. There's no link with where his mind went with that. Backward thought. Back-ass word thought. Okay. Now I appreciate you sharing. Jill, I do. I like the smell of sunscreen too. Yeah, I love that. 30, negative 35 here. Just trying to stay warm, Jill. Hydration break to you. I totally understand that. Total disaster. Tony, negative 35. Jesus, where are you? Russia? Good one, Tony. Apathy? That seems like a good setup, Norma. Norma, can you never tell with actors and the things they say? They could be getting deep into the mindset of character. I think, yeah, I broke that down a little bit. They are reading for or not maybe. Yep, I understand what you're saying. Joseph went to a lion habitat, Henderson, Nevada. Okay. 5'10" pounds or 620-pound male lions, lion emoji, 8 foot tall, standing in the rear legs, feeding through the steel 16 fence. Very majestical. For sure. No, that is. Look, lions are. I've seen a couple lions in different. I went to a couple different zoos. Shout out to the Cape May Zoo in New Jersey. That's free. Lions are beautiful creatures. I saw 3 months ago. I read a news article about a lioness, the female lion who killed, didn't eat, but killed the male lion. And they were there for a while. So it's amazing. Tony, that sounds magical. I love lions and tigers and bears. Norma, I hear that the average American sees 5,000 advertisements per day. That's probably true. Marin, mindsets are mind traps for many. Times are changing. Morals are going to come back. Peace and values for all life. I'm not mad at that. That's from my heart. Change happens. Well, Marin, you're a very positive person, and you're one of the good people I met on social media, and I love and I appreciate you, and I respect you. Norma, Marin, you are a true angel. I respect Marin. You've been very much of a blessing to me. Sean Murphy. I used to be angry young man. I can understand that. When you're young, it's tough to control your anger. 35 years ago, but that is over with me. Sean, thank you for sharing. I can understand that. Marin laughing. It's good to laugh. Takes one to know one. I like Marin Wilson for 2020. I'm not mad at you. Brendan, I'm not trying to be that guy, but Indiana is not Middle Eastern, okay? Indian is not Middle Eastern. Middle Eastern is Arabic. And Indian is South Asia. They're completely different cultures. No, I understand, but the point is, and I understand you're Indian, look, Edison, New Jersey is a huge population of Indians, so I understand that, but the mindset of the average American was after 9/11, all Indians were lumped in with Middle Easterns. So what I'm trying to tell you is the mindset of prejudiced lumps all people together in a general consensus that's not factual. Okay, so it doesn't make sense, right, that Indians are associated with a certain group. But I guarantee you, if you ask an Indian, here's the flip side of that, Brendan. If you ask an Indian to describe someone, they may say, look, that's a black guy. But that black guy, he may be from Africa, he may be from France, he may be from Haiti, right? So a Haitian and African are different. But a lot of times you'll look at a person that has black skin, you'll say he's a black guy. But he could be Haitian, he could be African, he could be French, so, a lot of times when people see someone with a tan skin, a Middle Eastern skin, or Indian skin, they look them all, Indians are all terrorists. And that's the lumping in of a group that forms a prejudice. And that's how it happens. And I've seen it happen with all people. I've seen Indian people be racist towards a group. I've seen white people be racist towards a group. I've seen all different cultures. I've been very spread out in my life. I spent a lot of time with a lot of different people. I've seen them all do it. The difference is some groups have suffered more oppression than others throughout the course of history, so there's more of a legacy of pain, but all groups do it. So, but I understand your point too. It's well taken, and that's just expanded on it. Doug, okay, serious question. MILFs What kind of MILFs do you like? Well, it depends what type of free porn I'm looking at that night. Because what I like about free porn, it all depends on what thumbnail catches my eye. Short, tall, skinny. Well, I have a different one every night in my mind. And certain ethnic groups, I have a different one every night in my mind. What do you prefer? Tonight it may be Pakistani. Tomorrow it may be South Asia. The next day it may be African. One day it may be Italian. All over. Why? Because I'm not committed. I got a non-committal relationship. It's just me and my hand and my mind. That's what I like about masturbation. I don't have heavy commitment. Good question, Marin. Oh my gosh, Liam got caught up in his acting. Never would have thought of that. The mind can make you masturbate, or it can make you a very negative person. That's true. Jacob, same thing happened to people who play the Joker. Yeah, the one guy who played the Joker ended up committing suicide. Who was that? He was a famous actor too. They tried so hard to play Joker right that they do things not normally done. You got to be very careful. The mind is a very fragile thing, very fragile. Tony, some musicians have huge egos. Most people, I agree with that, I've met, some think they're gods to the gift of their instrument. Well, that's true. Anyone of great talent can become prideful. And failure births compassion. It's for some people, but I know some people that failed, they're still very tough on people. I don't know why. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's true, though. Sean, Jim Morrison of The Doors started to lose that reality was about Jim Morrison, The Doors, started to lose what reality was about, why he was arrested. Okay. Norma, YouTube is messing with me. What happened? Tony, Jim was anti-establishment. That's why he was being watched by the FBI. Okay. Norma, thank you again for the super chat love. Thank you for recognizing the energy, and thank you for your support. Much appreciated. And thank you also to Hank and Norma. Thank you tonight. Tony, Nixon hated on Lennon. Watch the U.S. versus John Lennon. May West, Brooklyn's in the house. Hey, Sam, I need some sun, 4 palm trees, and need a vacation. May, get your butt out of Brooklyn and get down to Florida. We love you. Enjoy Florida. Thank you. Wiley, hey, I haven't watched TV in 4 years. There you go. Just YouTube. It hasn't been 4 years for me. I would say about 2.5. Good job, Wally. Good to see you, brother. Apathy. Very nice, Norma. Jacob, Circle K, and QT are everywhere here in Tuscan. Marin, when I had cancer, every doctor told me not to watch the news. Bad for anxiety. They had clinical studies how it's bad for health. Yeah, look, now, to be fair, they also have clinical studies that too much social media can be harmful to your psychic. Not to your psychic. Can be harmful to your mind. So everything in life is about a level of balance. That's true. Jill, yes, the news is depressing. Marin, yay, Norma, you're so good. I appreciate the love. Tony, Jacob, what's cool? What's QT? Norma, thanks, Apathy. And about my setup, yes, I think it's going to work out nicely. Jacob, quick trip, like a Wawa, but red and tan. Yeah, that's the info on Wawa is correct. Wawa is red and yellow, I believe their colors are, and it's got like a Wawa duck or something like that. Apathy. Marin, to a fellow survivor, prayer emoji. Norma, first step to freeing your mind, how to throw out the TV. Well, I agree with that. Don't stay on the news. Your health. Well, thank you. I agree with that. Daddy Geek, hey, Daddy Geek. Gotta run. You've been in here all this time. I saw you in the beginning of the live chat. I didn't know you were still with us. Peace and love to everyone. Have to get some stuff set up for my niece's B-Day. Well, at least they didn't call you into work on your on-call. Tomorrow and mine on Sunday. That's right. Daddy Geek, please, I got to put a reminder on my phone. Please remind me. Don't let me forget. On Sunday, we're going to sing happy birthday to you. We're going to give a lot of birthday cake emojis. Daddy Geek, I pray your job doesn't call you the rest of the night and you have a peaceful night. Apathy, we press on, Norma. Praise the Lord. That's right. Marin, apathy, prayer emoji, right back to you. Apathy, I'm going to bring it back, okay? Norma, apathy and Marin, I'm in the Survivor Club with you both. We are badasses. I ain't mad at that. Apathy, have a peaceful night, Daddy Geek. Doug, Sam, you have been a blessing in my life as well. Big time, all caps. You speak from my heart. You speak from your heart. You are honest and you share so much. Thank you. That alone makes a special person. Thank you. So that's why I like you. Thank you. Apathy, damn. What are the chances of that? We all had it and we're alive. Praise the Lord. Listening to Sammy. Sammy, agree, Doug. Tony, I like dark roast like dark beer. I'm not mad at you. Doug, To everyone watching, have a good Friday. Make something of the day. Grab it by the horns and make it worth your time. Then slide into the weekend and breathe easy for 2 days. Praise the Lord. God bless. Yeah, God bless you too. Thank you, Doug. Love to you, man. That's magical. Tony, arrogant bastard, is delicious. Francisco, do you have to idle your car a lot because of the AC at night? No, I never idle my car. I have my fan running, and then when it's hot, I sweat. It's just part of what I accept. Apathy, you should try a tall blonde Sammy instead of the Pike. It is up a little. Why not? Man, I don't know. I'm kind of stuck in my ways. Once I find something that works for me, I got to get sick before I change it. But I'll take it under advisement. Jacob laughing. Good laugh. Tony, no, he has a fan. Yeah, it runs off the batteries. Tony, you remember. Francisco, Tony, I don't think that's enough to keep him cool in the car in Florida. It's not. I sweat. I sweat in Florida in the summer, and I was freezing in the winter in New Jersey. When you live in your car, there's sacrifices. If you have a Toyota Prius, you can idle your car off a hybrid battery, but eventually it's got to start to recharge the battery. You know, there's sacrifices. You're not living in a house, but that's just my experience. Tony, I'm not far from the Cockatan Zoo. It's for free too. I'm not mad at that. Tony, they have a hell blender. They are big salamanders. Okay. Norma, apathy, 100% laughing. Tony, Sam, I've been to Africa. They don't like African Americans. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been to Africa. I've never been to Italy. My mom went to Italy. I don't want to leave Florida. But I do think there's something to be said to be well-traveled. And that's where I do think you gain perspective. But and where I have traveled, up and down the East Coast, poor neighborhoods, rich neighborhoods, different ethnic groups. Like I had Spanish friends, like a lot of times, like we were talking about, like, you can't lump Indians in with Middle Eastern people. You also can't lump all Spanish people together, right? Because there's Puerto Ricans, there's Argentina, there's Uruguayan, there's different Latin American countries that people don't tend to lump them all together just to look at that Spanish person, you know. But it's like my Puerto Rican friends, like they wouldn't rock with my Dominican friends. So like sometimes, like I would have a Dominican, I have a Puerto Rican friend, and sometimes they weren't feeling each other. So, you know, it's a mindset. It's you know, for me, I can't even take credit for it a little bit. I mean, God has always kind of blessed me where I've always kind of been around a lot of different people. And for me, as long as like we got along, I really never cared about any of that stuff. But some people will take it very seriously. Marin, the mindset after 9/11 was led by president of this country who described himself as a war president. He was our leader. Notice that he immediately after the facts, okay, I'll step down now. Now, look, I mean, yeah, and we definitely overreacted after that, but, you know, it was tough. I mean, the whole country was emotional after 9/11. I mean, the war in Afghanistan was justified. I think we overreached when we went in Iraq. Obviously, it's proven. And obviously, I mean, it's been proven, too, that it's actually a war crime. You know, when Bush, even though, you know, Saddam Hussein was a bad guy, I mean, technically, we went into another country and they had no weapons of mass destruction, and Pakistan helped bin Laden more than Iraq did. That's technically a war crime. We basically overthrew a government. If somebody came in the United States and they overthrew our government, I mean, or they tried to, like we did with, I mean, we would be at war. So, you know, America is a blessing, and it's also a little bit of a hypocrisy. But if you look at any country, it doesn't matter where they're from, Middle Eastern, South America, North America, Russia. If you look at any country, they have some good points and they got some huge hypocrisies. No country in this world is above hypocrisy. And it's all over the world. I mean, we're human. And eventually, humanity will look beyond the division of countries and culture. But it'll always be divided because we'll never be in heaven. But hopefully it gets progressively better. Norma, these are the rattlesnake dens at the Kochkin State Park. Tony, be careful. I love the hellbender. Heart emoji. Joseph at Tony. I was standing inches from the lions on the other side of the fence. Lions will try to pee on and squirt 15 feet with their butts. Amidst you, lion emoji. Tony, Norma, I didn't know about that. Little snakes, they are over Maryland. And Sam, oh yeah, Heath Ledger. That was the guy who overdosed on medication. He didn't commit suicide. Okay. Thank you for putting up his name. That's who it was. Jacob, all right, everyone. I got to head out. Yeah, me too. I got it too. Love and respect to you, Jacob. I want to try to get to all the comments though before I call it night. Apathy, good night, Jacob. Tony, Norma, I saw you one on the river. I was fishing. I saw one in the river while I was fishing. Gina, Israel's in the house. Sammy, how are you? I'm thankful. How are you? Love and respect to Israel, Middle Eastern. I'm on my vacation in Thailand. Well, I don't think that's Asian. I like watching you. Well, I like Asian girls. Now that's all over though. I like all girls. I like some Middle Eastern girls too. I like everyone. But I like to watch free porn. Why? No commitment, Aaron. God bless you, Doug. You have a nice next few days as well. Weekend is within sight. Sean Murphy, let's play some soccer. Soccer emojis. Jacob, also Tuscan is pronounced Tucson. Tucson. Okay. Just an FYI. Thank you. Before someone goes nuts in the comments. It's already getting late. It's getting crazy. Thank you. Isaiah, showing support for Sam. Thank you. Had a bad day yesterday. I'm sorry. But today's a new day. Praise the Lord. Thank you for saying that, Isaiah. Marin, yeah, Gina. Tony, Gina, how's Thailand? I've been through the airport on my way to Tokyo. You guys have been well troubled. Apathy. Worst thing to do is YouTubing and looking for others going through the same cancer. It can be extreme. Outcome is either crap, luck, or good luck. It's a crapshoot. That's a fair point. Francisco, ever been down to the Keys? Nah, I don't really have a desire to go down there. I heard the cops don't like boondockers too much down there. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't have a desire to go down there. I really don't like to go south of Boca Raton. Too crowded. Sean Murphy. Some musicians travel the world if you are signed to a label. That's true. Norma. Bear hug. Thank you. No, Norma got a bear hug. Tony. Sean, I've tried that. Too much crap to deal with. My manager does a great job with gigs. I've tried 42 states and a few countries. Apathy. Non-confrontational hug to all. Well, we love that. Apathy. Have a peaceful night, Sammy. Thank you. Great conversation. Good night. Thank you. Apathy. Emoji, Gina. Tony, it's hot in Thailand. Sammy would like it. Yeah. You sweat a lot. Yeah. Many bikinis. Praise the Lord. I'm not leaving Florida, but in my mind, I'm in. Norma, thank you, Marin. Norma, good night, Apathy. Tony, Gina, be safe and watch out for the scammers. Apathy, heart emoji. Norma, is there a way to send messages through YouTube? Not anymore. They took it out. You can send me a direct message on Instagram. My Instagram is the word inspire, the symbol _ the number 38. Or you can leave a comment on a video. Tony, I've been scammed before, especially in Europe. Gina, thank you, Tony. I do, brother. Thumbs up. Tony, it's not a problem. I tell you, my friends, to watch out for scammers. Cute Blackberry, hey. Good morning from London. Praise the Lord. Morning, Nomad. It's great to see you, Sam. Good to see you, too. You're so lively. I'm tired. I love you. Laughing about the free porn. Well, let's praise the Lord for free porn. Thank you. Cute Berry. Tony, Cute Berry. Tony, what's the weather like in London? I don't know, but I'm tired as hell. I love you guys. I gave it all I got. I got to every live comment. Whew. Praise the Lord. Thank you, everyone, for the love and support. Thank you, Norma. Thank you, Hank Life. I appreciate the extra love. I don't take anything for granted. I try to do the best I can, give you all I got. And you guys give me all you got. It's reciprocal. I pray for peace in your heart, peace in your mind, and just try to move forward and grow and pray for God's grace along the way.